The seals have been broken, and the devils are here. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Concerto on Nocturne, our Vampire the Masquerade actual play that we have been running now for a solid 24 episodes. That's...
24! Wait, that's not...
No.
24! I got excited.
We are having a fantastic time running this, and before we get into that, though, we're gonna go ahead, do some announcements and some shout. There you go. That's it. That's all of our shout outs and our announcements. Let's jump into our show tonight, because that's what we're here for. Let's jump into tonight's episode of Concerto on Nocturne, episode 24. Tonight's episode, entitled Death and Taxes. But we return the next night, the very following night. It is early. It's 8 p.m. Early risers. Charlie has just constituted herself from her bed, stumbling about. I don't know if Charlie's a coffee person. Charlie's a coffee person. Yeah. Charlie is
coffee personified.
You know, because sometimes I need energy.
Salted caramel frappuccino right there.
Are you sure? I don't want to see Charlie on
energy.
caffeine.
All the energy.
Charlie is caffeine. How do you think she
Don't
got
give her
celerity?
Mountain Dew.
Anyway.
Give her Mountain Dew. Just don't.
Charlie in the kitchen, currently pouring a hot cup of caffeinated bean juice. When the door slams open and a concerned Liz has returned to the Haven.
Liz looking, putting on a very good show of being back to her old, let's go with energetic, flamboyant, one might even say apocalyptic self, as she storms into the room. She's shaking around a piece of paper in her hand and just like looking around the Haven, like wide-eyed. Where the hell is Danny? Danny! Stops like immediately to just like down a hallway. Just, Danny! Stumps back into the central area. Where the hell is she? Hi.
Hi.
No. We can't finger. No. Like she's shaking a piece of paper and like stabbing at it.
Okay.
I need answers about this right now. I need and the little hacker gremlin, wherever you are. I know you can. Where's my cell phone? I know you can hear me somehow.
Yeah, I can
Liz,
hear
the
you
fuck?
with my actual ears. Danny comes down the stairs around the corner, dressed to the nines in full-on business attire with the gray jacket, extensions in the hair, long, perfectly fit tailored pants, and high, bright red stilettos.
Ah, excellent. You do live and breathe. Well, You're around anyway. That's a nice change of pace. Stomps over, holding out the piece of paper at arm's length, which, as I get close, you recognize is an electrical bill. Hi, I don't suppose you want to know, you can tell me what the hell's up with this? Did you buy my fucking club? Did someone steal my club? What's the deal? What's good? Shoves the just like, right in her face. That is not my name on that electrical bill.
No, it's not.
That's not me. That's someone named, like, snatch it back and look at it again. Cynthia Hargrave? Who the fuck is that? I'm not Cynthia Hargrave.
No,
My name
I
is
am.
Elizabeth Mueller. Everybody knows my name, and it's not Cynthia Hargrave. I would like an explanation, please. Because I know you're behind it somehow.
Yeah, I am. That's me. It's one of my aliases. What about it? I thought I turned on paperless.
Why are you paying my bills? For Bedlam. This place is all very nice and everything, but that's my club. Danielle.
Well, I kind of needed a cover for you, so for about 2 months, it wasn't your club. It is now. It is now. It's your club again.
Excuse me?
I might have owned your club for 2 months. I needed to shuffle some money around, leave a paper trail, but it's back to your name. You didn't even realize.
Charlie, can we talk for a second? Charlie, you and me. Danny, one moment, Danny. Danny? Charlie, come here. Charlie.
Yeah, sure.
Charlie. Just
Okay.
make my way
Here we
over to the
go.
kitchen. Yes.
Just like a little Garfield mug that's full of coffee.
That smells
What?
absolutely lovely. What are you drinking this fine evening? By the way.
Oh, it's a donut shop blend that I picked up.
It smells like donuts, and I love it. New York, hell of a town. Listen,
Are you okay?
Yeah, you're really strong. Could you steak Danny for me?
Okay. First, I tried staking someone yesterday and it didn't work out well, so I don't really...
Danny's very weak. Don't worry about it.
Also, I don't want to stake Danny because she's my friend. But,
No, she's not! Danny is no one's friend!
Wait.
Stomps back over to Danny. Okay.
I'm confused! Ugh.
It was one thing, and I get it. This space is your space, and I understand that. So when I came here, and I went into that room, all right, and then just sitting in that room, minding its own business, was a 1969 Gibson Hummingbird, which turned to my other friend. It's an acoustic guitar. It's very important. It's important, Danny, because it was the guitar that Janis Joplin used. Okay, now
Yeah, the
I
one and
saw
only.
her live. I saw her live. I saw her do a live performance in 1967. It's the reason I became a singer. I haven't told anybody that, Danny. So this whole thing where you're like invading my life? Stop! I don't want to be single white female by you, Danny. Okay?
I thought it would be nice. Have
It was
something that you
creepy.
would liked.
I mean, yes, I love it. It's incredible. I stopped playing guitar years ago. I don't even think I remember how. It was sitting there next to a framed copy of Casey and the Sunshine Band's first album. It was signed by the eponymous KZ. That's weird, Danny. Nobody does that. Why do you want my club?
I don't own it anymore, okay? Listen, you found out some heavy shit yesterday, and it kind of lines up with some intel I have, so we're gonna find more information, and I just, needed a bit of a
Flop down
cover.
the sofa.
It's one of my many aliases. It doesn't even, no one would know it was me. Besides...
No, I didn't know it was you, but I knew it was you.
Liz, do you want coffee?
Change of plans, honey. Stake me. Just drive it right into my heart and just let the final death take me in a blissful embrace. Just leave me out. Leave me out on Staten Island. Just between at the feet of Lady Liberty and just let it all. Just the sunlight cleanse me from this place.
Liz. Charlie rushes Liz. Coffee in hand, uses celerity to get right in her face real fast. And just goes, I'm not staking anyone today. It is 8 p.m., Liz. And I just started this coffee. Would you like a cup?
That would be lovely, thank you.
Okay. And just goes away.
I can't live like this.
Listen, I'm sorry I didn't tell you beforehand, but you wouldn't have let me do it. And
No, I wouldn't have.
I kind of needed to.
Okay, all right. I am calm. I am centered. I am thinking that Charlie could probably kill me before I strangled you to death. Not that you breathe.
Charlie's at the
Please.
counter pouring the cup, just going,
Elaborate for me on why you have so thoroughly invaded my privacy, my inner thoughts, my very sanctum sanctorum.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I invaded everyone's privacy.
No, that doesn't make me feel better. That makes me feel worse.
what
That's
now?
what I do.
See, Charlie, you're on my side now, right?
I'm on a side.
Did
This
you
is a
even
shape,
notice
and I'm
I
on a
paid the
side of
bills
it.
for 2 months?
But I also, this is like my only home right now, so I'm not gonna be upset about it. I'm just surprised, and I would like to know more.
Oh, I would love to have if you
Ah.
ever need a home
Kept
careful.
pouring and stopped.
Goes over. If you ever need a place to stay at Bedlam, I would offer it, except apparently I don't own it anymore.
You do! It was only 2 months, and pretty much solely on paper.
Anyway, elaborate. You found something, you needed something, you did this for a purpose, and
Brings Liz coffee.
I am in a state.
Well, take the cup of coffee. Calm yourself down for a bit. Charlie. I have something for you.
Oh, okay.
I pull out an envelope and...
Charlie, check it for razor blades first.
Trick-or-treating? I don't do that anyway, not anymore.
What?
And I hand over an envelope to Charlie.
Charlie just takes the envelope and just looks at it. Does it say anything on the outside, or is it just blank?
It's pretty much just blank, except the back has one of those, it's like a smiley face sticker with the sunflower outside. Just holding the envelope closed.
Yay. Oh my god. Oh, I like the sticker. I have these stickers. And she just kind of very carefully peels the sticker up to not ruin it.
Oh.
and opens the envelope and takes whatever it is inside out.
There is a card, and it is the most generic card with a kitten on it you have ever seen. The inside of it is blank, except for the one phrase. It's do what you need to do for yourself, Danny. And there's a credit card in there.
Just takes the card out. It's like, what's this?
For funeral preparations. For your mom
I
and your
was
friend.
trying to figure out how I was going to do that.
If it makes you feel better, I'm also not doing it. There's a very specific oil company in Pennsylvania that is missing some money. And it's going to fund the funerals, and why are you looking at me like that?
Just doesn't stop staring at you while she just kind of like stumbles towards you a little bit, and then just insta-hug. Just almost bear hug like, and you get lifted off a little bit. Just a little bit.
I'm wearing
off the
heels.
ground.
These will break. These. I don't want these to break. Please. Put me down.
I will put you down nice, I promise.
Okay.
I take it back. This is what I wanted you to do.
Just
So much better.
puts Danny down nicely, and it just has like, is just trying really hard to not like cry at all. Because Charlie has cried enough and she doesn't want to anymore. She's just like,
buddy.
thank you, Danny. This is really sweet. And another bit of closure for me, which is really nice. That I didn't expect.
It might be creepy for me to know about that specific oil company. I stare at Liz, but I figured it would be the most appropriate.
No, I appreciate it. It's a very satisfying full circle kind of thing, I think. It's hard to explain, but thank you. This will make things a lot easier.
You're
Charlie
welcome. And don't worry
Coffee.
about how much. I'm pretty sure what's on there could pay for like 5 presidential funerals.
Okay. I don't think my mom needs Secret Service, so I think we're gonna save money. But it'll be fine. Wow, you have a lot of money. Okay.
That's not
But
mine.
now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. That's really cool. Why do you... I need
Yeah,
more
so-
hold on, I'm gonna coffee. You can talk to Liz again.
Liz, I
Yeah.
promise it was for a reason.
No. That's truce. Why? What's going on, Danny?
Oh my god damn it.
Well, I found out a bunch of information regarding the Durant Corporation, and it kind of lines up with what's been happening and you finding out about the Ventrue Justicar, and there's a lot of information that I can't find on the internet that I need. So, dress nice.
So?
I always dress nice. How dare you?
We're business formal, please. We're going to an audit.
I do my taxes. I don't know what.
I just got this money. I don't...
No, honey, that's not traceable back to you. It's fine.
Oh.
No. You know how you have your, you have notes, hold on. I need to remember what those are called. I don't think I will. I don't know if I wrote that down.
Salon.
You know how you have the Toreador salons where you get together with...
It's a
And
meeting
audits-
of the minds, sure.
An audit's basically the same thing, just with Ventrue.
Oh, it sounds awful.
Yes, and unfortunately I can't go by myself because, I don't trust them as far as I can throw them, and I really can't throw anything.
No, of course not. They're a bunch of awful 1% blue bloods. And we would all be better to have them burned at the stake. I understand your reticence.
Anyway, we need to go and get some information. You know how Durant has been giving, what do I call them, provisions, money and goods to the Second Inquisition?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it turns out the board of directors of Durant is a bunch of some members of revenant families. For Ventrue.
Revenant. Do I know what that means?
Revenant family is basically a hereditary ghouling. It's a family
Gotcha.
that's supported by kindred. They in a way almost become cult-like for their kindred benefactor, and
Gotcha.
the most useful members of that family are offered ghouldom so that they can live nice long lives.
Right. Now, yeah. Vampire was a long time ago. My apologies. Yes. Okay, I remember this now.
So basically,
Oh.
why would someone so connected to the kindred want to feed money, information, and supplies to the Second Inquisition, especially here
they-
in New York? We
Because
found
they
out
have
there was a
something to gain
Ventrue
by it.
Justicar coming, so time to talk to some Ventrue. Are you sure you don't
Time
have
to talk
anything
to
else
some
to
Ventrue.
wear?
not dignifying that with a response.
Charlie is edging out into the hallway, just
Charlie?
slowly trying to Homer Simpson through the bush. It's not there.
Charlie, dear?
Stand up,
Yeah.
walk to my room, saying nothing.
Huh?
So I'm gonna need you to wear something Italian. I have something for you. It's synthetic. That may also be a bribe.
Mhm. Okay.
But I promise. No, burning it would be bad for the environment too, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I promise you can donate it afterwards.
Make a frenzy check.
I guess that's a meet in the middle. Sure. Are you sure I can't wear any of like my nice fully organic things that I have?
See, the thing about bringing a Bruja and a Toreador to a Ventru audit, I kind of had to create some cover stories and reasons for you to be there and be with me and not immediately get thrown out.
Okay.
Which is why I, on paper, owned the club for 2 months, is I used it to shuffle money around. You didn't notice all your money's still there, and I paid your bills for 2 months.
Gee, thanks!
From the bedroom. That auspec's
okay.
coming in handy right there.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the whole conversation still.
Outfits are getting thrown onto the bed.
And, yeah, so you guys are in my employ.
So, wait. Okay. I just got to do this the other night, and we kind of made it up on the fly. Clearly, you have a plan. Why do I work for you? Very curious.
Well, technically, on the books, you work for Bedlam.
Sticks her head out the window door. Which means you work for me, so you're moving up in the world. Pulls her head back in.
Doing what?
You're my financial advisor?
We're doomed!
Looking at my finance skill.
You
That
don't...
doesn't exist.
Any questions anyone
Actually
would
have
ask me
finance.
about the company, about the
Danny,
finances, I know. I'll
The
be able to
only-
answer them.
The only thing I'm really good about with money is choosing exactly when it matters, and half the time that's like for paint and stuff. Like, I haven't had a home that is mine. So,
Well, this is your home now.
I don't know how to even pretend to financially advise somebody. I could stand there and look pretty. I'm really good I was a model. I could do that.
Okay. All right. You know what? You will stand there, you will look pretty, and if anyone asks questions, you can say, "Sorry, I'm not at liberty to say. You'll have to ask my boss." And then they'll ask me.
Okay. I'm off the clock.
No,
that
you'll get
work?
overtime for this, believe me.
Oh, well, yeah, but, okay. You have an outfit for me? I mean, I trust you to pick an outfit for me, but... scared.
At which point I emerge from my own bedroom. It's this very expensive but dressed down, very pale pink blouse. It's over a dark, or rather, it's underneath like a dark blazer with matching pencil skirts. It's tight, but it's reasonably long. and some very for her like reasonable like 2 inch, like they're not big stiletto heels. They're just some very nice heels, pearls, like just walking out. I can't do anything about the pink hair on short notice, but I have done what I can.
The pink hair will be fine. This is still New York.
Oh, you both look really good. I really hope I can do this.
You got
Oh,
this.
honey.
I walk over to a closet and I pull out a it looks like it's been dry cleaned, but there's a full bag of clothes, and I hand it over to Charlie with a pair of shoes on the ground.
Oh god, what do the shoes look like? I'm so concerned about these shoes.
They're
What do
wedge
the shoes look like?
sandals, but they're black.
Oh, yay. Okay.
And they have rhinestones that might not actually just be rhinestones. They might be real, but you don't know.
Liz picks one up and looks at it.
It's real.
Where are the shoes, honey?
If you want to change your heels, there's another pair from France in your closet. And the shirt itself is if you open it up, it's a red blousey shirt with a frilly neck, but it's very professional, solid color, no crazy prints. It's professional.
Okay, I'll go change, I guess. You two can, sass at each other. I'll be back, and just leaves and goes in her room.
If you have any trouble trying to figure out how any parts of it work, you just let me know, sweetheart.
Okay. She starts getting dressed.
Danny.
Liz?
So she's your financial advisor, huh? Oh, that begs a wonderful question.
I've been waiting
It's
for you to
tapping
ask.
my foot. Tap, 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 tap.
On the table next to me, there is a very large binder with a bunch of wonderful printed paper on it. I pick it up, and I turn, and I pass it to Liz.
Single finger, I just open the front of the binder while maintaining eye contact, and then slowly look down at what's inside the binder.
It's a bunch of financial reports. It's a lot of numbers in very small print. You can
This is a
tell
lot
it
of
was
numbers
a
in very
very
small print.
a wonderful spreadsheet at the time, but now it's fully printed out. See, when I last had to go to an audit, I had to carry the books. On paper, you at the time were the service manager. So you'll be servicing me today.
Well, it's not the most romantic proposition I've ever gotten, and you're cute and all, Danny, but one finger lifts the book back, or the binder closes it back again. No. Pushes the folder back.
Do you have a better idea?
Well, I mean, it's cliche, but like I can give you one of these, and you can leave me and Charlie to our night. Service you, Danny?
It's for spray painting my walls.
Did I not already tell the Janis Joplin guitar rant? I needed to mark my territory, Danny. I'm feeling very encroached upon. I know that you don't understand this. It's an artist thing. I need to be able to express myself in a space. Otherwise, it's like, I guess being inside of a horrifying, like, crushing prison is comfort for you, it would be bad. It would be like a bad thing that's not very good. Okay, Danny. Listen, what you did for Charlie was sweet. Don't get me wrong, and I get it. I get it. It's just you want me to. Am I just literally carrying this binder around for you as I'm like tapping it with my long fingernails? Just tat, 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 tat. Is that literally what you need me for? To mule a book?
You're there to help me get information, and I trust you and Charlie the most out of everyone in this coterie to do it while looking good and not causing problems.
Well, flattery will get you everywhere. I scoop up the book. Or the binder. All right.
Were you being difficult for the
This is-
sake of being difficult?
If this is the role we must be cast in, then so shall we be. When do we leave?
The car will get here shortly. Any
Charlie,
questions
sweetie, did you
before we
fall
go?
in?
Do you need to know anything? Do you have any questions for me for the situation before we get there?
Oh, honey, you're acting like these sorts of. No. You have to understand. When you're going, you mentioned the salon earlier. When you're going in to talk to people, this isn't Shakespeare in the Park with its rote memorization, and you're trying to very meticulously impart the bard's words onto people. This is improvisational jazz. You go in, you get a feel for the room, you mingle, you tingle, you find out what people want out of you, and then you just give it to them until they give you what you really want. How hard could it be? It's a bunch of stuck-up Ventru. Yes. The blood stocks are up 20% this year. Like, how hard could this be?
Well, if those Ventru are funding the Inquisition and feeding them information,
I know.
a lot more than just New York can be in danger. I really cannot fuck this up.
We're not going to. Don't sweat it, Danny. We'll get in there. We'll clean up Charlie real nice. I'll get inside some people's heads or whatever. The usual.
No.
Okay, so you
We
keep
do
saying
this-
that word to me. I don't like that word.
Neither do I. It's Elysium rules. Do not use any of your abilities. At best, it'll get us thrown out and sanctioned.
All right. The old-fashioned way, then. Fine.
Hence the reason I asked for you to come. If I needed someone to get into their heads, I would have called Luke.
Luke's a little more on the nose about that. Well, he puts noses places. Mine's a little more subtle.
You hear Charlie's door open. She goes, Luke's also in pieces right now. And she comes out.
Luke's also in pieces right now. I think he's in a cocoon.
Something like that. I don't know. I heard something about it. And she just comes out. In her outfit. With the heels
Should I have
like
changed for this episode?
clicking
Shit.
through. Hold on. I had something. It's shiny. And I wanted to wear it.
You look fabulous, darling.
Yes, and you can donate
Do
it
I look okay?
afterwards or do whatever it needs to do to make it feel better. And I promise you cannot use up the hot water in this building, despite how long of a shower you might take to make that skin
You
feel
look
better
fabulous,
afterwards.
darling.
I am sorry, I have a Danny hair in my eye.
You're the very model of a modern wage slave. You look fantastic.
It's just. Oh, I can. Synthetic is crawling across my skin, but it's fine. It's fine. I'll be fine.
We'll burn it afterwards.
No, that's also bad. We talked about that.
I know. I chose not to
Really,
listen.
like-
So,
He goes, oh, I gotta yeet there.
I don't know. Questions. Is there anything in particular that Anybody we need to know? Anybody we're trying to corner?
Not necessarily at this point. I don't know who has the information I need, but it's not any of the stuff that it's not any of the stuff I can find online.
So all word of
Alright.
mouth stuff.
One that might be there is my contact,
Okay.
the one I used to work at Steinhardt's with, the one who saved my family during the Simon debacle.
That's right.
He
How
might
are they
be there.
doing?
Hmm?
How are they doing? Are they okay?
He's alive. It's the most I've gotten out of him. And even that was from
Well,
a
I mean,
dead drop.
your family.
Oh, they're fine. They don't know a thing.
Good.
Such
I'm glad.
concern.
Man, though.
No, not you. You, I believe. You are genuine. You have thoughts and feelings, and well, if you were alive, blood would move through your heart. I suppose that analogy doesn't work. That's very confusing.
I assure you, if there's one thing in this world I actually care about, it's them.
That tracks.
Well, anything else we need to know before we go?
Charlie, if you could be less of your...
This ought to be good.
If you
Wait for
could
it.
keep the conversations about certain companies and your dislike of them to a minimum while we're here. Odds are there are going to be some people there that might own some companies that'll piss you off. They're Ventru.
Garfield mug on counter.
You're going to be rubbing elbows with the 1%. Lucky you, Charlie.
The 1% that I protest all the time and sometimes break into their facilities when they're not looking. Those?
Let's not mention that.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't mention it.
I hop up and go over to like Charlie's. You've got a golden ticket to your own personal hell. Sorry, Charlie. Hug.
It's fine. It'll be fine. Everything is fine. It's gonna be fine. We're not bringing fire. I won't bring fire. I won't.
Not bringing any fire. I'll leave my lighter here.
Please,
See?
please,
Charlie
no fire.
goes up to Danny and grabs Danny's hands, like with her hands, and clasps them and goes, I will do everything I can to make sure this works, okay? I have somehow managed to screw up a lot of missions, and I will not screw this one up. Regardless of what's happening, I will do my absolute best. And okay, so for
Can you let me go?
we are still like we're still Bruja and Toreador, right? We're not pretending to be Ventru or anything, because that would be difficult.
Can you let me go?
Keep holding her.
Can you let my hands go?
Just keep holding her.
You're still Bruja. You're still Toreador. I don't think I could ever take
Oh,
that
I'm
away
aware,
from you.
honey. Yeah.
The only thing is, the way the how do I phrase this in universe? The old Bruja clan.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to phrase this. Please help.
Trying to bring the Bruja back to their roots of
Oh.
Carthage
Yeah, the Carthaginians.
would be how you would probably phrase that, but we'll play that out.
What do you mean?
The way Danny would probably put it would be to bringing a Bruja back to her roots in Carthage.
So they don't immediately kick you out for being Bruja. I kind of need to pretend like I'm bringing you back to your roots of Carthage.
What does that mean
Liz?
to Charlie? This is
Can
a
you-
very important
Can
question.
you let me go, please? I don't want to
Liz
lose my
collapses
hands.
Liz collapses beneath the counter,
Um,
laughing.
See, so Charlie's a
Maniacally.
recent embrace, so I'm actually going to have you roll to see if you know this. This will be
Yay, rolling.
intelligence academics.
Oh, fuck. Sure it would be. Oh, where's that dice? There is it one.
I almost asked for an appropriate distinction and power.
Oh,
That's
Jesus.
tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Catch me here at 8 p.m.
Just
as glass.
No, agriculture's not gonna help me here.
No.
Silly.
Mm-mm.
That
no.
would be silly.
Wrong kind of culture, honey.
One.
One.
It's,
Oh no.
what do elephants
still
have
have
to
my
do with
hands.
this?
Why are we talking about elephants? I don't understand. I'm so terrified right now, but it'll be fine. What are you talking about? I'm not that old, so you'll have to excuse me if I don't understand.
Basically undying loyalty. In a way.
Two.
So the way Danny
Two.
might want to explain this is that
Mhm.
back in the old days, before the Bruja became their anarchistic selves, they were known for their nobility and their warrior king-like demeanor.
Yep.
Their scholar warriors, specifically.
They're Pody warriors, if you will.
Yeah, warrior poets. They
Charlie would have been very different.
they sought to create kindred mortal paradise in Carthage. Basically, mortals living side by side with kindred in a peaceful existence. And then there was the whole Roman situation. And I'll let you guess who controlled Rome at the time. The Ventru. So how Danny wants to explain this situation to Charlie
Oh my god.
is up to Danny.
That's why you were calling me earlier this week apologizing. I get it now.
And I apologize to you again today. And I apologize to Dara again today.
Yep, there's a lot of those.
So, back a very, very, very long time ago, basically the Bruja were warriors that worked for the Ventru at the time.
Nope, they were
No?
a rival.
Oh, they were a rival. Okay.
Yeah, the Bruja had Carthage, which they were trying to make into their perfect kindred paradise, and then the Ventru had Rome, and
Oh, Carthage
Bonk
is...
bonk.
there was this thing called the Punic Wars that happened when Rome pretty much wiped out Carthage.
Oh.
The Ventru may
Womp womp.
have been behind a little bit of that egging of Rome on.
All right. Basically, the Bruja and the Ventru were rivals, and the Ventru won. But the Bruja were a very noble race. Shut up, Liz! And basically, with you coming with me here to the audit, it'll be as if I'm trying to bring you back to those roots. I'm going to be flat out and say it is an absolute power play. I have a Bruja with me. It looks very good on me. As long as it's I'm sorry.
I'm not.
This is the only way I can get other people in and not have to go by myself and potentially get myself killed or called back.
It's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
Oh my
Just
god.
kind of like playing pretend a little bit, right? Yeah, it's fine. We're like role playing. It's cool. It's fine. We got this. It's cool. Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. We're just doing a little role
What do you-
playing. Just supplicate yourself before your Roman mistress.
And also having a Tory that works for me looks good for me as well.
It's true. I do make people look good.
If this gets you the information that you need, done. It's fine.
Well, it'll help us, and it'll definitely help Curtis. So,
And it'll help those people we saw the other night. So, that's the important part.
Yeah. I agree. Okay.
the thing I'm pissed off about, you can't use tech.
Oh, so we're all getting fucked. Okay,
no
got
computers, no phones, no.
No.
Shit. Danny takes off her smartwatch.
Oh,
Should I bring
None
a
of this.
sundial?
should we text the others to let them know where we're gonna be?
Probably good.
I'll put something on the fridge. 1 second.
What?
Oh.
Talk amongst yourself.
I know it's not optimal, but it's the only way I can think of to get the information I need. I have been doing so much digging, and I can only find so much online because a lot of Ventru are very old-fashioned. I worked for one. I was the tech person, and I was swept under the rug a lot and pretended like I didn't exist. So,
Oh.
we gotta do the same thing today. I don't exist. I am Ventru, powerful, rich. Yeah.
Is that euphemistic? Should we be using a different name for you or literal?
Danny is fine. I have several I can change if I need to later.
Oh, I didn't know if we should call you, like, Miss or something. Just to sell it.
Sell it as hard as you can.
Understood.
Who wants to roll etiquette?
Oh, sure. I got
Could
that.
I?
Yeah, absolutely.
I also have it!
Attribute?
I get what?
Oh, intelligence.
God damn it.
Wow. Hot damn.
Ah,
Oh, 2.
2.
So Danny and Liz are gonna have to break this to Charlie.
Oh, no.
oh.
So
Fuck.
the Ventru prefer a certain period of time in European history when there were castles and people that lived in them. And there were people who didn't live in the castles. And those people were referred to as peasants. And the peasants could only speak to the people living in the castles as lord or lady. And the Ventru like that. They're trying to bring it back. So you might have to refer to Danny as Milady.
Great.
Do you want to tell her or should I? Milady.
What? 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 Are we
I-
going to medieval times? I love that place.
What's Danny's last name, by the way? I don't have it in my notes.
Owens.
Owens. We're just going to be accompanying Lady Owens here to her little soiree.
They're very old fashioned.
They're old people. They've
That's
been dead for who knows how long.
that's a level of old-fashioned I was not expecting, but sure. Okay. Yeah, this is full role-played mode now. It's fine.
Mhm.
We can do it.
This will be fine. This will be great. Let's go
You two act like
actually
you've never
talk to
topped
people.
someone in a bedroom before. Come on now.
Let's not
Jesus,
get
do I need to
shot.
give you lessons, Danny? Just exude confidence. You're already wearing the heels, mistress. This is gonna be fun. Come on.
Charlie drains the rest of the coffee cup out of the rest of the coffee out of the Garfield mug and slams that bitch down to sink. It's just like, oh, okay, we got this. We could totally do this.
I went to go
High
check
five.
my watch, and I'm not wearing my smartwatch, which means I don't get notifications, which means I put all your shit on silent. I think the car's here.
Oh no, I'm not fucking this up. This is staying right here. Getting into character. Dower.
So- Danny arranged for a car service. This is not an Uber. This is an actual limousine that is waiting outside with the address already in hand. 301 Park Avenue,
Oh, fuck.
also known as the Waldorf Astoria.
Whoa, that I know.
The Waldorf Astoria has conference rooms. And the limo's gonna take you right to the front door.
Don't forget the book.
Heading out?
Yep.
Heading down to your car for the night, your vehicle for the night, your carriage, if you will. The three of you are greeted by a full dressed uniform livery driver. Cap and all. Single-breasted, double buttons down. Jacket.
Oh boy.
Who exits the vehicle, walks over to the passenger door, and opens it, standing full and proud. White gloves, nary leaving a fingerprint on the car. Danny getting in.
Not even looking at him.
Ah, yes. Steve understands. As
No.
you recognize the Uber driver who used to like to party is now your valet.
I was sitting here in my head joking like, who's ready to party? This whole time.
There is no party in Steve now. Steve is all business.
There is no party. Only
Steve is getting
business.
paid well tonight.
Oh, that's good.
Steve got a new job offer
I'm so happy right now.
with an anonymous reference.
Steve doesn't recognize me, does he?
If he
No other
does,
drives.
there is no recognition. Stern face,
Okay. Oh.
composed, holding the door with a slight bow and hand pointing to the interior.
Are you guys coming? Or am I going by myself?
I just nod towards the car to Charlie. As if to indicate you first. Ladies first.
Charlie just nods back to Liz and says thank you to Steve and goes in the limo and like scoots into the back.
Liz following behind.
You still owe me a karaoke night, as I delicately set myself down with my little binder
As Liz says that,
and wait for the door to be closed.
before closing the door, Steve says, there is a selection of karaoke hits on the entertainment system in the back, if you wish. Closes the door.
Very good.
Oh shit.
You can hear the footsteps.
I just see tonight it's Steven.
He walks to the front of
Thank
the
you,
vehicle, gets in, rolls it down, and says, I will be proceeding to the address now. Rolls the privacy window back up, and the drive begins.
As soon as the privacy window's back up, you just see Danny just hunch forward for a minute and then just shake herself back into a straight posture and fix her hair.
I just nudged Charlie. It's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah.
I already miss my keyboards.
Does it make you uncomfortable to be that far from your... I know I haven't seen you in a while. Kind of assume you've just been up there, but...
Been working. Doing lots of jobs. It's,
Yeah, you know, just seizing control of the occasional gay nightclub. It's fine.
Charlie just
if it
we
makes
all
you
have
feel
hobbies.
special, you were the only one.
That does not make me feel special. That makes me feel targeted. Also, I always feel
Liz.
special.
Okay.
These books are good. Are they fake?
I'm sorry, the what?
These books are really good. Are they fake?
No. They have to hold up to scrutiny.
They
Spent
do.
a while making them, faking them.
The ride is smooth. Limos tend to be soundproofed very well, so only the faint background, soft selection of smooth Jefferson Airplane plays in the background. The lighter hits. Pulling up to the Waldorf Astoria, not 20 minutes later. Stephen exits the car, walks over to the driver's side back door, opens it, and you are beneath the parking overhang before the grand entrance to the Waldorf Astoria. Two large gates left open. They could be closed if somebody ever wanted to, but it being a business and a landmark, they're for show. A courtyard of finely crafted topiary flanks the pathway leading up to the doors. 3 chunked glass tiled windows above 2 spinning doors and a third central open standard opening door dominate the front of this building before it becomes room windows going up. It's a very sophisticated haven from the filth of the city. There's even a tonal difference between the concrete of the sidewalk and the concrete of the courtyard. Same material, but you can see what's been power washed regularly. Letting everyone out. He waits for the three of you to exit before closing the door and says, I will be waiting in the lobby for whenever you require your ride for the rest of the evening. Before bowing to Danny, will there be anything else?
No. Nothing else today. Thank you.
He bows and turns, and Elizabeth and Charlie, both having auspex. Does Danny have auspex at all?
No.
Okay. Elizabeth and Charlie definitely hear him humming Venga Boys underneath his breath as he gets back into the car. and drives away, seeking the parking garage more likely.
Soundproofing works both ways. He's got good stereo in that car.
There is a obvious array of well-dressed, out for the evening looking individuals. It is the beginning of the opera season. So there are those who have flown in from all over the world to travel to the Lincoln Center to watch this year's rendition of Der Rheingold. So, people in full opera attire, what one would expect you to wear going to the opera, walk past you. There are more than a few long white scarves on suits and feathered boas around shoulders. Liz has been to some nice places. This is about as nice as it gets. Charlie, who grew up in the sticks of Pennsylvania, has never been to something like this. The closest Charlie's ever seen to this was when she saw the film adaptation of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying that one time.
Would she have seen anything when she was in school? She went to school in Staten Island.
It's going to school. It's not going to a... The Waldorf Astoria is where royalty stays when they come to New York.
Did she ever protest it?
So she's seen it from the outside, maybe. Being in the atmosphere, though, is very different. There's almost a rigidity to the spine that creeps its way in as you walk amongst the rich and powerful that Charlie can just feel the dollar signs bleeding off of their auras and wanting to light them all on fire. But heading inside, you can see that there is what Danny anticipated. The sign to the appropriate gathering. The Landsrad Corporation business convention.
Does that company name mean anything?
I don't know. Do you like Dune?
Oh.
They pick a name every time for their conventions. Each one more ostentatious than the last, and apparently somebody here really likes Dune.
Well, maybe I'll have one ally here.
Excuse you?
Do you count yourself as my ally?
Charlie is standing right here.
Okay, I take it back. Best bean.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. There you go. Is that a better wave? I might be too excited.
Just don't wave.
Okay.
There is signage, and there is a stationed concierge at a podium standing next to the sign with the arrow pointing towards the elevators.
Do I know if I need to check in?
Yeah, definitely. It's a private gathering.
Okay. With no hesitation, Danny walks forward, heels clicking on the tile, flicks the hair back over one shoulder. I'm here for the conference.
The gentleman who looks like halfway between, if you took Doug Jones and Tim Curry and kind of fused them into one individual and told them to act pompous, stands before you. Nose at a permanent 45-degree upward angle. Somehow still able to catch eye contact while tilting his head up. Name, please.
Danielle Owens.
One moment. Lifts the paper up to match his angle of face. Looks to one side. Yes. You are expected. Makes a little note on the piece of paper. Any guests?
2.
Very well. Writes down into the list. Pulls out 3 lanyards with nondescript chips. Nondescript white tags with a gold chip on it. Like the kind of chip you would see on a credit card now, these days. And a simple... It's an L that has been canted very specifically so that if you hold the sideways, it's a V. But if you hold it the way it's orientated on the lanyard, it's a stylized L for the Landsrod Corporation. Wear these at all times while on premise. Security will know to leave you be. Use the attached chip when you get into the reserved elevator, pointing to the bank of elevators to his right, deeper into the hotel. Use the chip on the elevator. Once inside, you won't need to press anything else. It will take you immediately to the reserved floor for your gathering.
Getting fancier every year. I take the chip with the lanyard and I put it around my neck and I hand the 2 to Liz and Charlie. Can I see which elevator is reserved?
The Waldorf Astoria is furnished with 3 colors: white, cream, and gold. The doors of the elevators are almost mirror in their gold shine. You can tell which one is the reserved elevator by the excessive filigreed molding around the elevator, as though it were a gateway to an ethereal plane.
Okay.
There's a small, probably unnecessary 4-step flight of stairs to bring you slightly higher as you get further inside. Your heels clicking on the marble or softly thudding as they hit carpet here and there. No one else is waiting for that elevator. There are several individuals that you can see walking about. There are some sitting at tables, enjoying coffee while drinking the financials from the New York Times. You can see a pair with very regal attire, military pins that imply some form of service, but there's far too many pins, and it's starting to look like a dictator of a banana republic. With a woman wearing a long mink stole, lavishly petting it as they wait for an elevator near the elevator that you're about to take.
As I'm walking towards that elevator, I'm going to just kind of dart my eyes around to see if I can see any security cameras or anything slightly out of the ordinary.
I will accept either it's intelligence larceny or intelligence technology. If I'm remembering this
That was a look. Damn.
skill.
There's only a 3-die difference.
Anybody else wants to look, they are free to observe their surroundings.
Is there a difficulty modifier?
2.
Okay.
For us, would it just be with awareness tests, or?
If you're looking for specific things, if you're trying to get in the general surroundings, it would be wits awareness. Looking specifically for technological security measures.
Sorry.
With a little,
I loved it.
sorry, a little Marvin there. It's a different role. 2.
Okay.
You can see the mirrored domes in the corners of the room, knowing that the two-way mirror domes cover up security cams that are sweeping the area. The security is not lax. As you call the elevator, there's a bing and a jealous look from the wife of the dictator-esque looking individual.
I just kind of raise an eyebrow and smile a bit as I walk into the elevator.
The how dare you not have us go on the fancy elevator, Philip. The three of you enter, and you begin the rather long ride, because the storyteller has to use the restroom. Be right back.
Ah,
It's fine.
before you leave, is there a security camera in the elevator?
Not that you can see.
Okay, thank you.
Good call.
It is a good thing that Delia's not here. She would shit.
I don't think it's physically possible for her to shit, but I'm sure she's trying to find a way.
She'd find a way.
If anyone
Yeah,
could,
if
it's
there'd be any
her.
moment.
I feel like Sloane might too. We'd probably have to stop her from doing it.
Luke, I don't think would like this.
Luke would also shit, but he'd smear it around.
It makes you feel better?
Yeah.
I also don't like this.
Would you like to shit?
No, thank you. I very much like my pants.
Do you not like coming to these things? I mean, it's
I'm good
an
at it.
Elysium for
Assholes.
you. I don't know how these get. Listen, we have like barbecues back where I come from for our Elysiums, so I'm kind of. This is way out of my. I thought the play was a lot.
Last time I
play
was
was a
used
lot,
as a walking
record.
calculator and spreadsheet because Siegbert didn't want to even look at the information I had while we were here.
Your friends sound like dicks, by the way.
Not a friend, he's a boss. Was
Your
a boss.
Your boss friends all sound like dicks.
They are. It's kind of good to be... You know how older kindred are with their technology. They don't like it. It's the bane of their existence.
I'm used to old people hating me, yeah?
They still think humans are dumb and harmless just because they're mortal. What they don't realize is the technology now makes it so that technology constantly snowballs, grows, and humans are a lot more dangerous because of it. I'm good at technology, but they didn't want me to be, so I was kept away from literally everyone, everything. No one acknowledged my existence for as long as I worked there. Now, I can finally do my thing. I've been taking down tiny shell companies for the prince, or figuring out how to scrub you guys from security footage in a bar that's on fire.
Not me.
No, not you, and I appreciate that.
I try. I try to make it a point of pride every night to not burn down a bar. I like to keep my bar.
Okay. The one that we lit was a Nazi bar.
Which
and
that
I got
I
them
do
all to fight each
appreciate.
other in the street, which was really. It was kind of fun making them all fight each other. I also flip kicked a guy in the face. That was cool.
I
that's
may
actually
have
pretty cool.
caused some slight glitches on some videos just to be able to leave them up so you have the memories for them, but so that anytime your face showed up, it kind of didn't.
No, we're all very impressed. Danny,
It's very cool.
I'm sensing a through line here as I finally turn away from just like watching the numbers go up and going, why is this taking so long? You don't have a lot of friendly interpersonal relationships, do you? You don't have a lot of like people in your life that aren't either trying to utilize you for something or otherwise just really fucking hate you.
That would be exactly 2. And they don't even know I'm me.
Okay, so
Oh.
that's really sad. And I say this not to torment you, but rather, well, I mean a little bit, because that's kind of funny for me, but mostly I say this. Danny, I worry about you. I didn't realize I was worrying about you. Then I was stuck in an elevator and forced into these conversations, and now I'm really... I'm choking to death. One moment. Sorry.
Oh, please don't choke to death.
I'm good.
Please, no.
You sure?
All right. I'm realizing that what you actually need isn't a computer. It isn't a lot of money. It's definitely not these people. Danny, you need a friend. And I just like bonk into her. Would you like to be friends, Danny?
Oh, please be friends. Just say yes. Just do it. Be friends. Be friends.
Are you
Be
doing
friends.
this for some other reason?
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You have to be willing to open up to people. You keep yourself closed off all the time. You build all these walls on top of walls on top of walls on top of walls. You're gonna lose yourself in a maze, like that Minotaur, you know? Sorry,
Liz,
creep
weren't you
just on my
just
mind.
yelling at Danny? You were just yelling at Danny about buying your club for 2 months and stuff.
I'll
And
admit,
I was upset about that, but now that I've had a car ride and an elevator ride and time to think about it, I've moved on.
A lot of time.
technically, if you hadn't even gotten that bill, you wouldn't have even known. I know that's wrong.
Yes,
But-
see, this is good. Talking to people. This is a good start right here. What we're doing is communicating.
That
Instead of
sounds
just
tiring.
like sneaking in. Oh, honey, it is. But it's also nice sometimes to just open up to someone. I would happily tell you about my interests, about how I like to sing, about why I started playing guitar. You don't have to. God, did you get on Facebook or something? That was so weird. It doesn't matter. Point is, here, I'll just demonstrate. Charlie, how was your day
Hey,
today?
Liz. I mean, pretty good. I woke up early.
Mm,
I had a coffee.
yeah.
You came in.
I
You wanted me to
did,
snake
yes.
people, and I wasn't.
Okay,
having it.
this bad example. Yesterday, how was it? Oh, let's not talk about yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was No.
dude, here.
Excuse me. That was
Oh,
violent.
no, it's the air in here. It's you know, that's.
This place
Smells
is
like
fancy. I
assholes.
don't think they clean their elevator. Ugh.
Choking to death. But no, your friend, right? That was a whole situation. You had a connection with a person, and I unceremoniously severed it. But before that, you know, that brought you joy, right?
Deeply apologize for the long elevator ride.
That's fine. They told me to make friends.
Oh.
Yep.
It takes a bit. This is an elevator ride that's meant to be luxurious. You're not supposed to feel it move. When the desired floor is arrived at, using your lanyard to key in that you have access when you got in, there is a light chime, a dainty chime, as the doors smoothly open. Looking at your reflections, as the doors open, you are greeted by a new concierge. Hotel staff standing prepared. Same posture as before. This one more Tim Curry meets Doug Jones. The last one was Doug Jones meets Tim Curry. This one, Tim Curry meets Doug Jones. They have a very
You can't keep invoking Tim Curry. It just makes me think of Home Alone and him talking about getting a pizza.
Pizza!
Every time, God.
Would like to point out that is the same hotel. It's literally the
shit.
same hotel.
Oh yeah.
There is a reason to the madness.
Looking down, I see badges are in order. Please continue on to the presidential suite. The main gathering is held there. Your rooms should be marked on your lanyards, should privacy be required. As he turns away from barring your path and gestures to the rest of the hall. It is everyone here has been to a convention, so you know what a hotel hallway looks like. This is a hotel hallway if
Talking to the Gaylord, the Doubletree, the Hyatt.
this is a hotel hallway if Robin Leach was describing a hotel hallway. I also realize that Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous is a very old reference at this point, and I just
Don't worry about it. Just keep going with it. Just keep going with it. We're not old. Shut up. Keep going with it.
The sconces are gold, the wall a gentle cream, the carpet a marbled effect, tight weave to the carpet. Almost as though you're standing on stone, but no sound as you step. The runners on the wall are a rich mahogany.
This is my... Sorry.
The doors also made of a similar mahogany. You can see down the hall that you're looking in front of. So this elevator is at an L junction. To your right, you can see the hotel room doors, actual room doors. You notice that on this floor they're more spaced out than you're used to seeing. Most of the time hotel rooms are side by side in little pairs. Each door is well spaced. There's only maybe 4 doors before it turns again. 2 on each side. Alternating, spaced. Before you is a much longer hall that has several double door entries as you arrive.
Have we seen anyone else?
The hall
Very.
seems empty except for a pair of individuals in full tuxes with their hands at parade rest,
More employees.
standing in front of one door. You see that there is the telltale mark of this squiggly white wire coming from their ears and going into the collars of their shirts.
What number is on her lanyard if I look down at it?
It is 2403.
We on floor 24? Cool. Do we want to have a bit of privacy first? Or do we want to just go straight for the main event?
Oh, I'm ready to make friends.
Of course you are.
Ready to put on a show.
Alright.
Unclench. Relax. I'm gonna be fine.
I can't unclench.
can
If I
s-
do, I'll fall. These heels are high.
Well, then you should have worn a more modest heel.
There's no power in that. And I take a few steps
No.
towards
You're getting it.
the two security guards, where I am assuming they are guarding the door we need to go to. Is it strange that I haven't seen anybody beside employees?
No. Honestly, the idea that these kinds of gatherings, people, there aren't going to be a lot of attendees. This is not a citywide Elysium. This is the invited Ventru. So these are Ventru that have business associations and have met the appropriate net worth for the invite.
Yep. All right.
They're
And
not
I
gonna
head up-
jump. Let's just get in there.
I head up straight for the doors with the security guards. No hesitation.
Security guard looks down, looks at your lanyard, holds up a rather old-looking device. It almost... It's giving you little vibes of like a PKE meter from Ghostbusters. As he holds it up to your... There's no fins on it.
Oh.
Holds it up to the holds it up to the card, presses a button, it beeps. Name?
Danielle Owens.
This jarhead looking motherfucker in a suit references a clipboard, marks it off. Two guests.
Obviously.
You understand the rules of the meeting?
No fighting.
Keep your subordinates in line as well.
Will do.
Twitch.
Do you have a preferred announcement?
What would be impressive?
Well, I did mention lady would be a good
Yes.
attachment to any name. And also a claim to fame or a connection to a family.
In this situation, would I use Steinherz? I don't...
You could reference a line that you may be associated with, like a family line.
The Ventru?
Oh, not just the Ventru, like a specific Ventru. Let me
Old Vinny Ventru.
I'll let you take this, if you wish,
Oh no.
as a merit.
Okay.
Would you like to be descended from a very important Ventru line?
Yee. Yee.
Okay. I'll message
That's
you.
not fair.
Totally in character. I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
It actually is. See Danny at the commit. Gimme, 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 gimme. How many points is that I'm going to spend?
It's gonna be 3.
Oh, noted.
Well, I have to double check. It might be 5. It's a merit, basically 1 merit dot.
Okay.
Oh, man.
There you go.
Oh, jeez. Okay, hold on.
Oh, good. That's a
This
good
means
response.
absolutely nothing to me as a player. I'm sorry. I'm new to Vampire.
Dr. Acula.
Okay.
This is what I've got. This is the material I have. I don't know.
A very important individual. I'll explain more once you get there. So,
Okay. Lady Owens of House Harstadt?
the guard at the door balks for a second. Clears his throat. Right away. Turns around, opens up the door. A guard on the interior leans over, whispers into that guard's ear, turns and looks at him like,
Of course, I don't have aspects.
just really? Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Incredulity.
The door opens and the guard on the exterior gestures you in. The interior guard steps forward, and to the individuals mulling about the large presidential suite. Now, this could be a conference hall in and of itself. It doesn't have the vaulted ceilings of the main ballrooms, but there's space to be had. This is a large apartment with 2 floors to it. Once you get past the small interstitial hallway leading into the room, great paintings hang on the walls. Some stuff you recognize that should be hanging up in the Met right now if you have any artistic background. That's a Surratt right there. Last I checked, that was hanging up in the... There was,
It's on loan.
Actually, yeah, this is the one time during this whole thing where Liz kind of breaks character for a second. There's like a glance and then like, oh, excuse me?
Actually, I need Liz to make a willpower test.
Oh, okay.
Toward our clan weakness.
Shit, how does that, remind me how that works? It's the first time I've done it.
You're looking at... You're looking at A Sunday Afternoon by Surratt.
Oh, Jesus.
The pointillism piece. It's on
Yeah.
the wall to
Oh,
the
yeah.
right.
I
Toreador
meant more
become...
mechanically.
Mechanically, you're making a willpower test at a -2.
Okay, so it's just my willpower, like roll a number of dice.
Resolve
with my willpower
composure.
minus 2.
Resolve composure,
Okay.
-2 because of your level of clan weakness right now.
Got it.
Should you fail, you will become enwrapped and you'll be forced to stare at this for a while.
Rad. Woo!
You are able to hold yourself in check. There's a moment of, ha. For those of you who don't know what Surratt's Sunday Afternoon looks like, it's the, if you've ever seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off, it's the painting that his friend gets locked into looking at one point, and it gets closer and closer. It is a very big painting that is painted entirely with the tip of the brush. Dot by dot.
Yep.
Yeah,
It
if
is
you've ever
known as
seen an
crazy.
example of pointillism, this is like the painting they would have put up in front of you.
This
I
is
was an art
pointillism.
major.
You know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that would make Fox turn her fucking head for a minute.
That is, I'm sorry I had to use Ferris Bueller. That is the pop culture reference that I can
Well, yeah.
go to, that most people will get. The guard on the interior, noticing Liz's moment of shock, walks you down the 5 or 6 step hallway before looking out onto the gathered assembly of money. And I say money as in people. There's a lot of money walking around right now. All of them in fine, formal attire. Whether gown, suit, or power suit. Every suit's a power suit in here. They all turn and look as the guard makes his way, speaks up and says, Lady Owens of House Harstadt. As that name is said, everyone kind of looks and wide eyes for a moment. A little incredulity in many. A few squinting eyes as they look to you. And in that moment, as all eyes are on Danny, we are going to use our break.
If my spine... okay, hold on. My spine is the only straight thing about me right now.
Hey!
Get back into the scene as everyone takes in the revelation of Danny's heritage. As Liz and Charlie, let's see if they know. So this would be a intelligence politics test to see if you know this.
Okay. Don't got a ton of dice there, but I got some.
See if you're aware of our stuff.
Yes, I am part badger.
What? 3.
I got 3.
I got 1.
Charlie knows that Harstad's important. Harstad's very important.
A big muckety muck. Okay.
You've heard Harstad's name mentioned on lists of people that the Bruja are glad are dead. Final dead.
Yeah.
Shit.
Liz knows exactly who Harstad is. The Ventrue representative at the Convention of Thorns that created the Camarilla.
Yeah. Okay. Huh.
I believe it's the Convention of Thorns. Or it wasn't the Convention of Prague. That's the one that happened in 2012. But essentially, the Ventrue representative of the founding of the Camarilla. Convention of Thorns is very much a vampire thing. I'm just trying to think if that was the formation of the Sabbat in the universe.
Let's see. The Convention of Thorns was a peace agreement between leaders of the Camarilla, the Anarchs, and the Assamite clan made in 1493.
Okay, that was just the peace agreement between Camarilla and that. The Camarilla were created before the Convention of Thorns. Oh no, the Convention of Thorns did form the Camarilla. Okay. Because it's also in this book. You can be a historian who studied the Convention of Thorns. So yes. That's who she's connected to. Liz knows that very well.
Ooh. Hey. Thank you.
The live cello quartet continues to play selections.
I thought you were gonna say they stopped. No, it's gonna be like
No, they did. Well, they quieted down for the announcement, and as soon as the announcement was done, they came back in. When you're playing this kind of a gig, you know to keep your volume appropriate to general announcements. They never stopped playing the Mozart piece that they are currently playing. Concerto currently.
apt.
Concerto in D, I believe, would be the proper selection right now. But they're not playing it aggressively or loudly. You can see several people, and I need... There's an entire group. There's maybe 30 people here total.
Oh boy.
I need Danny to make wits, politics, clan politics help as a specialization.
Difficulty?
2. Liz and Charlie, I would call for a roll, but knowing the names of powerful individuals in the Ventru clan, it's not really your bailiwick.
It's a little outside my wheelhouse. If we were in art circles, that'd be one thing, but here...
3.
If I protested
8,
them, maybe.
8.
As Danny notices that there are approximately 9 individuals wearing fur of some kind in this party,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
aggressively.
Aggressively wearing fur.
Yes, they are stoles, or there is one person wearing a pillbox. It's fox fur. You're fairly sure a pillbox fox fur hat with matching muff, and the shawl has the tail hanging down
oh.
over the shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Mm. I know that exact one.
Danny, well, also Liz is noticing the different pieces of art that are hung. The Surratt was not the first. There's also Degas. Ballerinas is hung in here right now.
Jesus, okay.
As well as you're fairly sure Van Gogh's Sunflowers.
Whoa.
The fuck?
Jesus.
Hung about. There's also a few impressionistic pieces and modern art pieces. There is a large mural-sized canvas with a big black dot on it and a blue triangle. Highly recognizable in the modern art world, maybe. It's just, its undercard is the world, is all it says.
Really makes you think.
About what?
Dots.
I guess. Don't think of the world, though.
Danny, though,
Geometry.
can pick out several individuals. Said individuals are a brunette in a pinstripe pencil power suit. Pencil skirt power suit, I should say. You recognize Karen Stapleton.
Karen. It's always a Karen.
On the invitation, you were notified that she was this year's audit chair. aka the person in charge of running this shindig. You recognize Chris Adler, the audit facilitator, a deep complexioned individual with a blazer and matching off-shade purple turtleneck. Their dark hair is in a wave cut. You recognize the person who is listed as the timekeeper and enforcer of the audit, Benjamin Clement, who stands admiring. Well, it looks as though he's admiring the canapes. He's actually admiring the person holding the canapes. You see the woman wearing the fox furs. You recognize as Leona Gray, the manager of the draft. This is the person who can approve sirings and potential asset flips. Danny also recognizes a woman wearing a white suit, no shirt on underneath it, allowing the blazer to become a V-cut neckline, carrying the rubric. Sabine Whitcomb. You recognize several other Ventru walking about. You also notice that few are not, as you have brought several with you. There are some non-Ventru floating about. You aren't exactly sure who, what clan these individuals belong to. New York is a big city. And if you actually do the math and population density, there are large towns in more rural states that don't have the same population as the number of vampires that live in New York City alone. Just as there are entire states that could be combined together to not have the full population of New York City alone. New York big. Tokyo is the only larger city. LA likes to think it's a large city, but it's actually a bunch of small towns in a trench coat.
Take that, LA. Coming for that ass. Go get you.
So LSU, like, its footprint is enormous, is even bigger than New York's footprint, and they try to say it's all one city, and it's like, I don't think so. But anyway, that's me tossing some West Coast sass. Justin Wong will always be from New York. Thank you. Anyway,
He lives in, like, Canada now.
yeah.
He's not even from America anymore. Sorry. Justin Wong will always be from New York. You're not wrong.
East Coast, Beast Coast. Anyway, back to where I was standing. Danny has the lay of the land right now. They are currently milling about, enjoying the artistic offerings that are currently on display. This room turned into a, like most art exhibits, they are more of a display of what I can get my hands on than they are a display of the appreciation of art. This is a display of, look who I was able to talk to get this piece. Look who I was able to convince to allow us. You even notice that there's a Calder mobile hanging above. Where the chandelier should be hanging. There's actually a Calder mobile, which is a very deep art cut, if you've ever fucking heard of it. You can look that one up later. Impressionist, you know what a mobile is, at least, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think we're babies.
I think I'd recognize it if I saw it. It sounds familiar.
There's
Oh,
entire-
yeah, you would.
Okay.
I just Googled. Yeah, it's, yeah. Shapes on wire. Big. Yes.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It dominates most of the ceiling space.
Yeah, they're enormous. That's right. I know what these are. Yep.
This is obviously one of the smaller pieces. A large conference table dominates the center of the room, where everyone mills about admiring said pieces of art. Small conversations happening off to the side. The wide kaleidoscope-ish of the Ventru clan. The Ventru fall into a certain demographic problem, seeing as they only wish to pull from a certain type of people. They tend to be the most monochromatic of all the clans. When all you do is pull from royalty and the rich, you end up with a specific complexion to your clan that has not gone without notice in the recent decades. But there are a few individuals that break that trend. And some of them do represent individuals in this room. Specifically, Chris Adler, being the audit facilitator, who, for those of you who don't know corporate gatherings, the facilitator is the person who is in charge of being completely neutral and making sure that the meeting adheres to its agenda. The timekeeper and enforcer is in charge of making sure that each agenda point gets the appropriate amount of time without going over. The manager of the draft is somebody who is in charge of lists of individuals for admittance into the very refined club that is the Ventru clan. And the rubric bearer is the one who carries the word of Ventru, the core clan leadership from Europe. A few eyes still linger on Danny before you are allowed to move about without trailing eyeballs from every corner.
Do I see my other favorite Ventru?
Eric.
Yes.
You don't see Eric at the moment.
Alright, I guess it's time to mingle. Does anyone look like they are trying too hard to not be interested in my arrival?
It seems that Leona took a moment to look over and then just kind of went back to her conversation.
Alright, Leona it is.
As you start to kind of move, I just try to subtly but gently grab like not like yank on your wrist, but just kind of like grab it for a second as if to get your attention, just very like on the down low, and pull you in just a little bit. And getting my voice way down low, but speaking in a stage whisper so the audience can hear me. Okay, but is that real too? It's been a while since the announcement that everybody's reacting to in game time that would have just happened. So is that also real? The Hardstat thing.
Yeah.
I let go of your wrists.
Sorry, Charlie. Yeah, totally make. Excuse me. Totally making friends. This is how you do it. All right.
Hey, Connery.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You said there were other clan members there that weren't Venture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other Bruja there that maybe Charlie recognized, or other Toreadors that Liz might recognize?
Make an intelligence politics test, Charlie.
Sure. Any difficulty on that? How many days do you want to take away?
No difficulty.
Oh, yay! That's exciting.
Yay.
Okay. Liz,
Yeah?
I'm gonna.
Liz recognizes a few Toreador walking about. They tend to be the arm candy of several. Leona's conversation piece also you recognize as a former Olympian. A gold medal winner in rhythmic gymnastics.
Ha ha ha. Okay.
Who has recently been in New York and making the occasional appearance at salons.
A gymnast, yay!
No, rhythmic gymnast. So tassels and streamers while dancing.
Still makes Charlie very happy if there's anybody there. Also, I got 3.
See, Charlie actually might. Depends on how Charlie's personality would go with it. Rhythmic gymnasts, like the floor skill kind of like acrobatic skills gymnasts tend to look down on rhythmic gymnastics because they look at it as just like you're dancing. You shouldn't be calling this gymnastics.
But that's why it's pretty.
Joey's just like, well, they have to stretch like us, and like also, she'd just be like, people just do what they like to do, and they deserve credit too. Gosh.
I'm sure they're here for stretching.
What did Charlie get on that roll though?
3.
Oh, by the way, you only know her name is Gloria. The gymnast, the rhythmic gymnast. With a 3, Charlie knows that, oh, there's a reason why Bruja aren't here, and you remember it just now.
Oh, shit!
It was a Bruja that killed the leader of the Ventru when he declared his and the rest of the clan's abdication from the Camarilla and became the full leaders of a global push for an anarch movement. Again.
Whoop whoop.
Fuck.
Into the lion's den.
You think? Shit.
Danny is walking up to Leona. Before Danny can make her full approach, Leona gently cups the elbow of her partner, turns her towards you to greet with a unified front so that you're not coming at them from the side. And Leona looks you up and down, looks up and down the rest of your entourage. Says, Danny.
Leona, how are you?
Doing very well. Last I checked, when I was going over the rosters over at Steinherdt's, you had neglected to list your lineage.
Well, my job at Steinhardt's wasn't public.
She's also in charge of the draft, which means that she knows all embraced and people who are listed as as part of the clan in the city. It's her job to know the Ventru individuals.
Oh, okay. I don't know how to respond to that. Hold on. Yeah, see, people tend to treat me differently once they really know, so...
Oh, I commend you. One of our refined kind making it by on the sweat of their brow. It's very invigorating and a great example for the rest.
I see the best kind of power and support you can have is the one you build yourself.
And I see you've brought examples of that with you. A fine pair. Allow me to be not rude, and this is my partner, Gloria. She and I have found great joy in her showing me the arts of the city. I stay in the boardroom so often. It's nice to be able to be shown beauty in the night.
Speaking of beauty, this is Liz.
My lady.
And this is Charlie.
Milady.
Of what houses would they be from?
Do you mean what clans?
Yeah.
Okay. Toreador and Bruja, respectively.
Oh. Oh, but they are both so pretty. How am I to tell which one is the Toreador and which one is the Bruja?
See, I would very much appreciate no insults, please.
Oh, no insult was offered. A mere slip of the tongue. It would just be so politely scandalous for someone to bring a Bruja amongst us.
Well, you see, we share a very special bond. And, she's not like the, anarchist Bruja.
Hush, darling, keep your voice down. You'll startle the rest of the stiffs. She leans forward a little bit. So, adhering to the older ways?
Very much the same.
A member of the true Bruja would be quite the addition to the Camarilla. It would show that we still have strength in that clan. You make a very measured move. Be careful, you are playing with fire, but that fire could very well burn down a few castles. Just make sure it's not mine.
I've put out some fires previously.
Well, enjoy
Yes.
your evening. I do believe that the refreshments can be ordered by that gentleman over there, pointing to a person who looks like they are dressed sort of like they work at the hotel, but it's obviously not the Waldorf Astoria uniform. It's obviously a lesser generation Ventru who is working for this gathering. And he has a clipboard, and you can see occasionally individuals walking over, having a short conversation, and then walking away. We were going to go order something in. If you'll excuse us, as they give a slight bow, walk past you, the three of you. She only bowed to Danny. Before walking over and lifting up what looks like a rosé champagne you notice a small disc floating at the bottom, effervescing from the bottom of the glass. As they lift it off, take a sip, and continue on.
I have so many questions about the physiology, and that's not my character. I can't. I'm sorry.
Oh, because it's a fizzing. It's a physiology. I get it.
God, you're cute.
I know. I know. I'm sorry. Once she's out of earshot, again, I'm just kind of gonna pull in close to Danny. Just a small word of advice. Remember where we are. Elizabeth might go over better.
Yeah, sorry. Kind
Old
of
habit. I get it. Yeah.
Charlie kind of comes up and just kind of goes, you can use Charlene if that works better.
Okay. Yeah, that will sound. Yeah.
Doing great, hon. Keep it together.
As you are talking amongst yourselves, there is a stiff, repeated rap of a gavel on the table. And standing at the head of this conference table, ringed with not... This isn't some evil organization this isn't some Hollywood evil organization meeting. There aren't
not
massive...
Dr. Evil.
Yeah, there aren't massive backed chairs around the table. No, there are comfortable looking half back. They're like halfway between a soft kind of living room chair and a office chair, but half backed so that you can't really lean back into it entirely. Ringing this table. And at the front you can see that Karen Stapleton has called the meeting to order. The quartet silencing their strings as soon as the gavel strikes, and Karen speaks up. Please, if everyone could take their seats, we'll begin shortly.
Is there a
As we
sign seating?
said.
There is not assigned seating, as people seem to be sizing up where certain people are attempting to sit. The only assigned seats you know at an audit are the officers of the audit. So they sit closest to the head, except for the facilitator who sits at the opposite head of the table. So you have an option of where you would like to sit next to.
Crap.
I mean, I know what I would do, but if Danny wants to lead the way here,
What would you do?
very boldly walk over to the table while people are sizing things up, pick a chair, and pull it out for Danny.
Oh, I was gonna do. We could
That's
do that
what I would
together.
do.
Okay. Go for it.
Yeah,
Let's have Liz make a wits etiquette test.
Ooh.
Okay.
Roll for chair selection.
Roll for chair.
Let's see if you
Yeah,
screw
we'll
up
say this, but,
and pick Dad's
where
comfy
are we
chair.
at where are we at on bonus dice, actually?
You're at 5.
Please take 3.
I don't think I need that many.
All right, 2.
Roll for chair.
I'll split the difference. I was planning to take just 1. That puts me at 5 dice.
You'll take 2?
Take 2.
Okay,
Do
I'll
it.
take 2. I'll take 2. I'll take 2. Here, let me grab one of my fancy metal dice.
I know what Charlie's plan is for this.
Oh yeah, we got this. We got this. No problem. These are all
If you
notes.
say
That's
0,
what
I
it
swear to
is.
God.
2 yips and a boom.
Oh, there's a
Three
reroll.
yips.
There's that.
3.
Hey!
All right. Liz walks up and picks a chair. Now, Liz, eyeing who has been looking at what chair once the gavel was rung and please take your seats, Liz was savvy enough to start looking at eyes. Because everybody immediately looks to where they're going when they first start walking. Even if they don't move yet. A subtle glance, a little head move, usually indicates where somebody's about to go. Liz is able to track where each person is going to go sit in this moment. Notices where the one holding the very important looking book is about to sit, and immediately pulls out the chair next to Sabine Wickham,
Yes, the rubric.
the rubric bearer.
Lady Owens.
Charlie offers her arm to Danny to, like, walk her over.
As if I have done this 1,000,001 times, I sling my arm through Charlene's and head towards Elizabeth and sit down.
You notice that there are no chairs for everyone else, as those who have been brought in as guests stand to the left and right of the chairs in front of them.
Yeah.
I just kind
I
of
was thinking.
very gently grab Charlie, and it's just like, I'm just gonna stand over here on the right, you're gonna stand on the left.
Oh yeah, she just falls right into that because she was planning on staying there anyway. She's like, they're not gonna let me sit. No way.
No, that's
They
we don't-
might
we don't get
use
it.
me to sit, but
That, yeah.
As everyone else files down to their seats, some noticing Danny's position at the table and having a moment of, oh, eyebrows wiggling, eyes widening. No hard gasps, but you know somebody went in the background. As everyone together takes their seats. Arrayed around this table, the financial magnates of the kindred society all exchange glances as champagne is served to each seat. In said champagne flutes are small, penny-sized pieces of copper that bubble and release, turning the champagne a slight rose tint. Anybody who wants to try and understand the occult can test to see if they recognize this.
I have that.
I feel like it might be
Exciting.
something I've seen before, even.
I don't, and that is not my expertise. I could try.
It's an
It's
occult.
okay.
What roll?
It's helpful that Liz can talk through minds.
Occult and int, wits.
Intelligence.
Haha. A 1.
1.
Hold on.
Oh. 17.
No, I will. No, in this game with D10. No. 2.
2. Liz and Charlie recognize a small version of the marked drachma that
Thought so.
Delia had, slowly releasing vitae into the champagne, allowing for them to sip of the champagne and sate their hunger at the same time. It's done to make everyone feel
Fancy?
fancy.
Yeah.
And Schmancy. Sure. I could beam that into your brain if you'd like. Let me just scoop up some dice to make sure I don't fuck it up.
There's a moment where you
Starts-
just see Danny's eyebrows just almost imperceptibly just furrow in confusion, staring at this weird disc.
What's your resolve? Please
3.
be low. Damn it. It's a good thing I've got a high aspects. Oh, and I suppose I should say, are you going to resist me burrowing into your brain because you're kindred and I have to ask?
No.
Okay. I'll try not to burrow too deep.
You're not gonna like what you find.
Find all the things.
I don't like what I'm already looking at, so that makes sense. 2 successes, 3 successes. So
Three
yeah.
successes. Okay, beam away.
It's Vitae. Well, it's sort of in Alka-Seltzer form. You can drink it. It's reasonably safe. Might taste good even. It's something we've kind of run into before. It's Tremere drachma thing. But keep up appearances. Drink it. It probably tastes amazing.
Well,
sip.
you notice that everybody is
Oh.
lifting the glass as you have a
Oh.
high enough etiquette that you would know to wait.
Yeah.
I'm not going to force the faux pas on you. This is something that Danny definitely knows. As the meeting is called to order, Karen, Lady Stapleton,
Thank you.
lifts the glass and says to the gestures it to the assembled. Says, to the financial gain and growth of assets for all those assembled, may we find mutual cause for great enterprise. Raises the glass.
Oh, man.
Everybody, once everyone has held up the glass, everyone takes their sips and sits. Danny had standing with and following. You have how many dots of etiquette? Yeah, you're good. You know this. This is simple shit. I'm not gonna. Danny knows to flow through this. Etiquette rolls are for very specific things, and knowing general toast procedure is not something that would be. Otherwise, it'd be rolling for literally every procedural bullshit all night.
Robert's rules of rolling dice.
Yeah. Sitting down, Karen places her hands on either side of a leather file folio, opens it to the first page, says, we have some to get through tonight. Believe we'll be able to get through it all in the appropriate amount of time, nodding to the facilitator and the timekeeper. Please be aware that it is their responsibilities to keep us in check.
I don't know where it is.
Hmm?
I heard it.
You
I don't
heard
know
it?
where it is.
We'll find it.
Okay.
We'll kill it.
Oh, you motherfucker.
We'll see. I may send Danny on a kill mission.
I have a defensive too. A cricket could kill me.
First,
Can I have
kill.
your room?
If you have an idea of where it is, the spray is over there.
I don't.
Oh,
It sounds like it's coming from behind me.
it's coming from over there. It's in that corner, bastard. All right, focus. She goes to the first piece of business on the agenda. Says, first we will have a reading of the rubric from the lovely Lady Sabine. Sabine nods, stands up, lifts up this large white leather and gold filigreed book, looking like a overblown, obnoxiously extravagant family Bible. Opens it up to about halfway. Liz, Charlie, and Danny are close enough that you could actually look inside and see if you wanted.
I would like to.
Absolutely.
You can see
Always.
handwritten calligraphy inside this. You can see recent dates. But you'll need to make a wits. Nah, I won't make you roll it. It'll come out anyway. You can see that the most recent date is listed as but 2 months ago, with Berlin listed as a location.
not any of my 4 countries. What?
You got countries? The fuck?
I didn't get shit. This is all.
No,
I don't know what's
no.
going on.
I don't personally have countries. I have information about 4 different countries. Germany wasn't one of them.
She stands up, looks about the table, nods to all the assembled. I bring forth the decisions that were made at the most recent council gathering and the audit of European Ventru. The current direction the rubric suggests we travel is in the interests of real estate, military R&D, and lobbying firms. These markets offer leverage and assets that will give us advantages in our push to reestablish control here. Local politicians can help us in erecting ordinances that can put pressure on undesirables in our claimed domains. As she reads off the kindred essential version of redlining. Danny, please make a intelligence politics test.
Clan?
Yes.
Difficulty?
2.
Okay. Fun.
1?
1.
Oh, okay. Thought you said fun.
I heard
Yes.
fun as well for some reason.
I said fun. Fun.
Oh, okay. You were throwing the German was coming out. Okay.
Should I say eins?
Yeah.
Sehr fun. 1.
1, 2, 3, 4.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Okay.
10. Anyway.
Danny perks up for a second at military R&D. That's one of the specialties of Durant. Which is interesting to you. She continues on for a little bit of minutia. There's readouts of recent market shifts in public trading, as well as the shipping complications that have occurred due to recent shifts in controls at major ports. How they are looking into buying out harbor masters, as well as gaining access to politicians who could possibly change port protocol, thus making Ventru travel that much easier, so that they can even more easily attend to their affairs in person, avoiding technological necessities. As the rubric also mentions, to leave all digital motions to as little as possible. Hard investments, hard cash, bonds on paper, real estate investment, those kinds of things. Do not play with the digital stock markets, nor banks that rely too heavily on digital tracking.
But the Venture were jazzed about crypto. Oof.
Oh, well, the Second Inquisition was the big change in that in recent years, with the bombing of Vienna. About halfway through her reading, the door opens. The main door. The interior guard looks around because he opened the door, looks in, nods, turns around, goes to speak, and is hushed by a pair of individuals walking in. A man who jawline of a carved statue, a dirty blonde crew cut with meticulously tweezed eyebrows, and a stride befitting the crisp Italian suit and matching boots. Short boots underneath the pants, mind you. The suit is charcoal and immaculately creased. He walks in, followed by another individual, looking equally as confident, carrying a case, a leather case, under one hand, and quite a bit of paperwork in the left. He's a little bit mousier, but he's showing forward confidence, even though he has a bowl cut for his pitch black hair. His face is kind of drawn in a sort of in a sort of Pee-wee kind of face.
Oh, God.
He follows behind. The one in the lead looks out at the assembled group. I am so sorry I am late. It seems my invitation was lost. Hello, Karen. As Karen Stapleton looks to that individual and glares.
Do I know him?
You can make an intelligence politics clan roll at a -4 difficulty.
Oof.
Okay.
And that's only because you worked at Steinhardt's.
Still 4 dice.
-4 to get the lore.
I'm gonna spend a point of willpower.
Okay, reroll 3. Did you use bonus?
No.
Oh, okay.
Fun.
Fine.
That's all I needed.
Fun.
I had 4 dice and they all came out 4 and below before.
You've seen that guy before.
Okay.
At Steinhardt's.
That's Steinhardt's. That's
Somebody from Steinhardt's.
okay.
Last time you saw him, he was talking to Sigbear, walking through the data center. Looked like Sigbear was putting him on a tour. Walking in behind him, telling the guard to kind of get back into place. Eric walks in and takes up the 3rd position behind him. He makes eye contact with Danny and gives a bit of a... as much of a sorry look as he can without breaking the stern image of a bodyguard. Eric is 6'3", broad-shouldered. Would look good in a uniform.
Does look good in the uniform. What?
Right now he's wearing
What?
formal bodyguard chic. Don't draw attention to yourself. Make sure that you can keep the attention on everyone else. Kind of look. But appropriate to the setting. Wits awareness tests.
Okay.
Everyone.
Okay.
Heightened senses can work.
Negatives?
Oh, sick.
-3.
Ah. Okay.
Boom. All of these, and then subtract 3 of them.
Nah.
Doop.
I don't see anything.
Awareness.
Head on a swivel over here. Got 3.
Okay. Liz with 3. What's Charlie got?
Rolling right now.
Too distracted by his shoes.
Distracted by this chiseled, apparently attractive man that just walked in.
You're damn gay. I guess this checks out. I'm the only one in the room going like, yeah, okay.
I'm
What's
trying
this
to
guy up
hold a
to?
conversation with Eric, and it's not
Via
really working.
eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If only there was a way for Kindred to learn telepathy. Damn! Liz can see the bulge ever so slightly of this man underneath his
Dara.
jacket. Underneath his jacket where the
He's
holster
armed,
is.
Dara.
I just said I'm distracted by the attractive man. What do you want?
That's not the... It's a gun, honey. No, it's a firearm.
Liz, though, also knows the rules of this gathering. If it's Elysium rules, there's no weapons. So Liz can tell he's packing.
Yeah.
You see a few people lean down and whisper things into the ears of their Ventru placeholders at the table, or Ventru Lord at the table.
I tell Danny in her brain,
Oh, fuck.
hey, he's packing heat. Your tall, dark, and mysterious friend over there. Actually, would I have any
Which
idea
one?
who Eric is?
Which one? Eric is packing heat, or it's...
That's the thing, is I wouldn't know if I would just tell you straight up
Probably.
Eric or...
Liz, Eric is the one that's currently holding,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
Liz can transmit the image
Oh, good point.
into her head directly.
I would show you, it would be an image of Eric, and I'd say, he's got a gun. Heads up.
He's good with it, too. If you can get a response, that's what you get.
Yes. You can send a message back.
You can reply to this message.
Well, you get the response. He's good with it, too. I thought they couldn't have weapons.
Can't.
The finely dressed German individual steps forward. I do understand, though, why you would lose my invitation, Karen. Seeing as you are one of few people that know of me. I will do the honors of introducing myself. I wouldn't want one of the help screwing it up. My name is Frederick Ferdinand of the House of Siegberg, and I am here to reclaim my chair. Looking directly at Karen. There is a hush and murmur amongst those at the table. Are you rolling to see who Sigbear is?
No, I'm rolling to make sure that I can talk into Charlie's mind. Hey, Charlie, you gonna resist me?
No, you've heard it
Fantastic.
around before. It's fine.
I'm keeping it very surface level. Charlie, I don't know if this is going to get ugly, but image of Eric again. That guy has a gun, just head on a swivel.
Oh, I hate guns. Okay, yeah. We'll get you two out of here if I have to.
Karen stands up. Please, please, everyone. We are in the middle of our meeting. The rubric has been read. And I find it entertaining. If those of us would like, I will hear a vote to add Lord Ferdinand's addition to the agenda. All those in favor, looking around the room with the confidence of somebody who knows that this is going to be rejected.
Time to make some friends.
Ooh. Danny holds up her hand. The motion has been
Thank you.
seconded. Looking about the room, all those in favor. And you notice several look back and forth, and hands go up. Karen looks a little concerned. Frederick nods to Danny before walking over and says, if the meeting doesn't mind, I would like to ask if maybe my business can be handled immediately. Do you find that satisfactory, Karen? She has the look of somebody who is coiled to strike and holding back every single feeling to pull that trigger. And through gritted teeth. Fine. Present your case. Oh, very well. I am here to claim the seat of the chair that has been in my family's, my lineage's hands since the time of New Amsterdam. My sire, Sigbert, bearing the loss of a rather petulant progeny. This is the part in the story where I'd put like a box with an asterisk for like
This is important.
episode. Go back to episode blah dash C.
See issue.
Was that the
17,
musical
volume 3.
rendition of V for Vendetta?
No, this is
And-
something from season 1.
Oh, okay.
A politics test from everybody. Intelligence politics can recall the occasion.
Clan?
Yes, this does explicitly affect your clan.
Clam. Nope. Elizabeth is too worried about her personal safety at the moment.
1,
Yee.
5.
Yeah!
Danny is well familiar with Sigbear's shame.
He was my boss.
Charlie is aware of this as well. Liz
I
was
know a thing.
running, I think it was Drag Night that night.
Yeah.
But when is it not, really? Anyway.
Yeah, Thunder Tits was on stage. It was a big night for us.
Charlie remembers there was a Ventru problem where there was a sanction of a child that under the laws of... under the tradition of progeny, the progeny had to be eradicated. And only through the fact that Sigbear was the primogen at the time was he able to avoid sharing the same fate. It turns out that Sigbear's protege at the time was embracing without following the laws of tradition, while still under the tradition of progeny themselves. They were embracing Duskborn and flooding the streets. Was orchestrating them, the embrace of them. For his troubles, he was incinerated in the sun, staked and left out. In a private garden, mind you, of course. Venture
Only
of
the best.
dignity.
Venture.
Sigbear was forced to become the blood thrall of Victoria, the newly arrived Lasombra primogen, and woman who declined the princedom during the elections once Curtis took over. Which led to Sigbear's current situation. Frederick, Danny knew about because now, turns out, Sigbear had a secret son, so to speak. Steps forward and says, I have appropriate documentation from the Prince of Berlin showing my writ of patents and nobility. Casper holds his hand out, and documents are handed to him. Walks over and presents them. There's ribbons hanging off this shit. There's a wax seal and literal ribbons hanging off of this piece of paper. As he walks over and presents it in front of the chair. Patents of nobility are very fancy.
Fancy and fancy.
I have passed through the tradition of progeny, and I am here to claim my sire's place. The only reason his position could not be taken up before was because there were no children to attain the seat. Please, take it to a vote if you must. The board would love to hear it. Karen looks over the document. Concern. And looks to the rest of the table. There is a motion to challenge and to bring forth a vote of no confidence in the chair. Is there a second to the motion?
Should I make more friends? I don't know. Is this going to get me killed?
Sigbear was not a great individual.
No.
Sigbear made his way through Brazil at one point.
Mm-hmm.
To give you a little bit of a hint
It was very
as to
satisfying.
who he was supporting at the time, and this is Sigbear's child.
I liked watching him get the shit beat out of him.
Argentina, that's right.
I like
Oh.
watching my boss just
Apologize.
bleed in the open, in public. I don't want his...
It doesn't take long before somebody at the table to raise their hand. You recognize Benjamin Clement is the one doing the hand raising. Karen stands. I will make a point before this vote continues. We will each have an opportunity to say our piece. Sigbear was shamed. He could not control his progeny. Looking to Frederick as she said that. And paid the price for it. I do believe that his chair was forfeit in showing of ineptitude. But we are a clan of traditions, are we not? So of course, this will go to a vote. Frederick, do you have anything to say before we let the board speak? Frederick looks down, looks back up. Sigbear has aided many of you at this table. there are any of you who think that I would not hold to those promises made, let me assure you, I plan on following through on any of my sire's promises. Please. Vote. The room is silent for a few moments, waiting for who will raise or keep their hand down. How does Danny vote?
Do I know anything about Siegbear's promises?
Sigbear propped up a lot of the Ventru in the city. There are a lot of people in the city that only have what they have because of Sigbear, even though Sigbear is a piece of Nazi trash, who was also organizing the blood bank that would collect and store and catalog all of the vitae of those kindred in the city. It was under the guise of finding Disgracia and being able to make a good feeding situation for all so that all could feed from whichever they choose at their own leisure, making a new path for kindred to not worry about feeding off the rabble in the street. It was raided and destroyed by the Second Inquisition, if you remember.
Yeah.
So, he was not a good person. He did terrible things, and he is currently... last you knew, was getting the shit kicked out of him by Curtis.
Yep.
Before being whatevered.
Shit.
Several hands start raising.
Oh.
To a point, let me see.
If he's anything like his sire.
It's currently even, and I have some swing votes in my hand that I'm going to coin flip for.
Okie dokie. I don't think Danny's going to raise her hand. Just knowing Siegbear, what he did.
Danny not raising her hand.
Mm-hmm.
Leaves it to a perfect tie. So I just rolled the swing votes.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
The only person who had not voted yet was Sabine Wickham, standing next to you.
Great. So many successes, I don't even know what to do with them.
Oh boy.
Danny, it's entirely possible, nay likely, that someone this much of a dirtbag knows what's going on in that grody-ass warehouse.
So you're saying I put aside my hatred for Siegbear and raise my hand?
Keep your enemies close. But it's your call.
Oh, sorry, Sabine.
Sabine looks over and sees Danny voting yay. Smiles. And nods to Danny. In that, knowing that you just took a massive weight onto yourself that would have been on her shoulders. And nods. Says, I abstain before sitting down. Frederick looks around.
I need to shower.
Ah, so it seems that I am the chair of this meeting. Good. Karen, find yourself a folding chair from the back. As he walks over.
Wow.
And pulls the chair out from behind her.
Oh, shit.
Casper, would you please organize this for me? As the Weasley-looking individual walks over and starts moving things about, putting the new folder down in front and opening it to its first page, taking the leather case, opening it, and pulling out a silver cup and placing it next to the documentation, before running a dagger across his palm and pouring it into that cup. You notice the dagger is rather ornate. Very well. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Lord Frederick Ferdinand, and I am this audit chair. This is my assistant, Casper Evans, of House Tremere. He will be assisting me tonight. Please know that I have brought my own enforcer. Thank you, Eric. As Eric nods, looks to Danny, and has this I can't stop myself look as he walks over and relieves the guard at the door. The guard on the inside of the door going outside. Eric closes the door behind him and locks it. Ferdinand looks around the table. Oh, this is fantastic. I remember my time as the head of a board. Spent a good portion of my time learning the skills of my sire at Steinhertz. It is very unfortunate what has befallen that corporation, but we persist and we continue and we find other ways of bringing the business back. So, first order of business. I am abdicating my place as chair. I have elected a successor. Eric, if you would, as he stands up and pulls the chair back. Eric unlocks the door, turns the handle, and opens. Walking in is an individual in a suit and tie of pure white with a black dress shirt. Emblazoned on his jacket over the pocket is a regal emblem of the Holy Roman Empire. The Black Eagle. His skin is drawn and taut. A kindred who looks like they have just woken up from a very long torpor. Medicine tests. Wits medicine.
Yeah.
If you don't have it, what is the roll?
Negative. It's wits -3.
Chance die.
You can chance die it if you wish, or you can just decide to not know. That being said, there really isn't a critical failure for not understanding this thing, so
Chance die.
you can chance die it if you
I got
want.
a 9.
Chance die does not work on a 9. It
Nope.
needs to be a 10.
Yeah. I got so close.
1 for
Okay.
Charlie.
Chance die, chance die, chance die.
Charlie had medicine even without Delia's extra assistance.
Charlie
Yeah,
notices
okay.
that there's cellular decay due to frost on the hands, tip of the nose, and scalp of this almost corpse-like individual. He walks in and adjusts the cufflinks on his jacket, looks to those assembled and says, I apologize for the state of my appearance, but I have been kept rather indisposed recently. I do believe that there's a chair for me at the table. As he walks over, moving towards the chair. You notice a rather wrinkled and corpse-like Sigbear taking his seat. As Charlie well, no. Yeah, nobody has their phones.
Do
You do? Danny does.
I just told him to put it on silent. I didn't tell him not to take it.
That's right. Liz specifically said, I'm not fucking this up ever, and I'm going to leave it home.
Yep. I'm not fucking this up.
Charlie knows where Sigbear's supposed to be.
Yeah. Last time I saw him, he got stuffed in a bag.
That bag is normally in a freezer truck.
Ice cream bells. Sorry.
Charlie keeps looking at Liz, like, out of the corner of her eye, and then, like, looking back at the scene, and then looking back at Liz, and back, just, like, only does it a few
resolve?
times. 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I know you don't need to pee, so why do you look like you need to pee?
My brain created a cover song.
Who was
I
that
hate
target?
it.
Sorry, this is directed to Charlie. I should say. I should specify. My apologies. I got 1 success.
This is... because the last time that I saw this guy, we were questioning him, and he got the shit kicked out of him, and then staked and put in a bag, and we were with Curtis, and I don't know why he's here. He was frozen.
Does he know who you are? Shouts into your brain.
I'm gonna hope that he forgets from being frozen that I was in that room.
It's good to see so many familiar faces here at the table. As he looks about, looking at Danny. Some rising above where I last saw them to such heights. Congratulations to those. The Ventru are proceeding with our plan. After my recent return from our vacation, I was able to make contact with several individuals back in Europe. The Justicar is on his way. A representative from our clan will be coming to set New York right. The Ventru will once more be in control of New Amsterdam. I wish to thank all of you for your loyalty, and admire those of you who have ambition, looking over to Karen. We understood that there was a power vacuum and it needed to be filled. You served your purpose fantastically. I thank you. I am here to tell you this. Bring all of your affairs into order. When the Justicar arrives, a city-wide audit will be held for all kindred, not just our clan. Those who are not worthy of being amongst us will be dealt with. I expect all of you to fall in line and make the Justicar's job that much easier. So all your resources will be made available to him. I'm going to proceed and ask for a vote. All in favor? And you see several people, more than half the table, raise their hands very reluctantly, with a knowing drop of the head.
Now's when if I don't raise my hand, I'll die.
Oh, look at that. It passes. I had such faith in all of you. Good. Then I consider this meeting adjourned and leave you to your nights. There is nothing else to discuss. If you wish, I will make myself available for one-on-one meetings. My office hours are now.
Is
Good
he
day.
looking at Danny when he says that?
He goes around the room
Okay.
when he's saying that. Rests on Danny for a moment before continuing on. Have a good evening. Yep. Play something, Bach, he says as he looks over to the cellists, who kind of look at each other very confused for a second, and then start going into one of Bach's cello pieces. As he stands up and walks away, leaving the table to murmur and talk amongst themselves.
I can't. What just happened? Oh. Okay. We lived. I look around the room. I'm guessing everybody is murmuring and...
There's a lot of leaning in and whispers in ears, and people are standing up quickly and walking with their group towards the door. Some are reluctantly standing and keeping close conference with their confidants. Ooh, close conference with their confidants. That's actually fun. I didn't intend to do that, but that was fun little, flowing alliteration.
Words.
That was fun. Words.
It's
It's like I'm a writer.
I stand up. Has Sabine
hate
moved
me.
at all?
Has Sabine moved at all? She
Hmm.
actually turns to Danny as soon as Danny looks to Sabine.
Yeah.
She turns and says, "My dear, thank you so much. I couldn't have asked for more. You may as well have jumped on the Stein grenade yourself, as it is."
I think I've been standing on that grenade for a while, but honestly, I think it would have happened either way.
Well, look at it this way. Whatever limb's been blown off, you don't have to worry about anymore. She stands up, collects the rubric, says, "My position is firmly in place. I admire the steel in your spine for all this. I wish you the best of luck." Rests a hand on your shoulder. And Sabine actually looks to Liz and Charlie and gives a little nod. Before walking away, she has no entourage with her. But she moves as though there's an army behind her. That level of confidence through the room.
Did Eric leave with Siegbear?
Eric's stationed at the front door. Siegbear hasn't left. Siegbear is currently admiring the paintings, because he hasn't been in here yet, it seems.
Yes.
You see his shriveled skin that's only now recovering its hues. Still looking slightly leathery and raisin-esque.
I shoot the shortest glare of what the fuck just happened and what did we do to Eric. And then I take a deep breath, turn to Liz. I'm gonna go try to find out some information, and it is probably going to get verbally ugly. If you would like to stay by Eric, by the door, the one with the gun.
What the hell are you about to do?
Talk to Siegbear.
I'll go stand by Eric then. No, questions for later.
What's Charlie up to?
Charlie's at a little mental war right now. Because she's in a lion's den. She knows this now.
Oh, we all are.
Yeah, it's
New York is.
brouhaha in this room is also really, really bad.
Yeah, do I stand by the one with the gun?
But Charlie also doesn't want to leave Danny alone at the same time. So Charlie's actually going to look to see what the other entourage members are doing with, like, is anybody standing separate from the venture they came with, or are they all kind of staying together?
They're scattering to different corners of the room. Some are conferring with their close compatriots. There are quite a few who have left. The room went from like 30 people down to about 18 fairly quickly, as quite a few have left the rooms either pleased with what's happened or wanting to be away from the place where it just happened. Nobody seems to be making any wits awareness. No, wits, insight, empathy.
It's insight, I think.
Somebody
It
has
is.
a specialty in empathy, though.
Oh.
Oh, me too.
It's not me.
Oh, I thought you had that.
No.
Liz has that.
I have that. I'm very empathetic. That's why I'm trying
Bo
to make
has
friends with
empathy.
Danny. I think she needs it.
Needs all that empathy right now.
Ooh, 1.
One?
Yeah.
Nobody's making any overt, threatening moves. You can see that most people seem to be in a state of shock or in a state of surprise, discussing possibilities and the very near future in little clusters about. You notice that most of the service groups, except for the cello quartet, are gone. They have probably been dismissed.
Danny, if you want us to stand away from you, I understand, but I think if you're in trouble, we should get some kind of signal.
How's this? I scream.
I wouldn't recommend that.
I grabbed Danny by the arm this time. Just like, nope, not subtle, just upper arm. Don't light anything on fire.
Even though it's probably not going to be for much longer, I very much enjoy living, so I'm not. And I like this building a lot.
It's a lot of good art in
I
here.
like these paintings a lot.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
promise on the
I
life
was-
of your paintings I will not light this place on fire, but this is the only time I'll be able to talk to him with an audience around, just in case something happens.
Okay.
I'll,
Well,
I'll go hobnob with Eric.
Tell him I
Just-
sent you.
Oh, don't
should-
Yes.
get
I'll be
Get what
fine.
you can.
You be careful.
get what you can. We'll dial in.
I'll just be right over there.
Okay, so Charlie and Liz head towards the entryway hall. Are you're not going into the? It's a very cramped hallway. It's supposed to be like
Yeah.
a double door that leads down a short hall before opening up into the full apartment that is the presidential suite. What are you doing as you get there?
Trying to make eye contact with Eric and smiling.
Eric has a stone face right
Of
now.
course he would.
Extremely stern. Letting people out as they pass, nodding a little. The only gesture he has offered to anybody. And closing the door behind them.
And
Charlie?
certainly once it's clear of people. Yeah, Charlie.
Charlie also looks at Eric because she's met him before, like briefly at the Elysium, and kind of gives him a very subtle like nod, and then makes sure that heightened senses is on and starts dialing into conversation nearby until she hears Danny, and then goes right for that if she can.
Make a wits awareness test with your auspex thrown in there for fun.
Wee.
Liz can do the same. Liz's heightened senses, I know, are at an extreme level, so I'm curious if
Oh,
this
yeah.
will trigger.
Sorry,
I'm actually
apologies.
gonna
I always forget what my awareness is.
surge to get extra dice.
Shit, you can do that.
I am not hungry. Hooray.
Apparently, I'm very focused on talking to this Eric fella.
Oh, what? Oh my god. Are you fucking willpower? I'm using willpower to reroll 3.
I got jack and shit.
My highest dice was a fucking 6. You're all fired. Okay. Oh my god, 1!
One.
Hey,
I got 1! What is my number today?
hey.
Today's
you
show
know what?
is
It's
brought
one-
to you by
it's
the
one-
number 1.
It's still one success, though, honey.
I know.
I will go ahead and have this be the thing. Charlie can feel this is a sensation.
Oh.
Your leg's warm. From where your clutch has been resting against it. And there's almost like a buzz that you've been hearing from your phone. It's not like a vibrate though, because you set your phone on silent, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like if a fluorescent bulb is turned on. It's like there's a high frequency coming from your phone.
Charlie looks at Liz and goes, I actually think it'd be a good idea to use our room really quick. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely, of course.
Just real quick. I just need to check something. Make sure that my hair's in the right place. You know how Our Lady likes our hair to be absolutely perfect, and just starts
Say
to
that in front of Eric.
leave.
Yup.
He's gonna laugh. He knows me as the Gremlin.
He doesn't make any physical outward appearance that he has noticed anything and just opens the door for Charlie as she gets close.
Oh, he's so stressed.
Closes the door
She goes-
behind her.
Right for the room. Like our
Okay.
privacy room that's on our lanyards. So she could check her bag.
As Charlie heads to the room, Danny walks up to Sigbear. Is Liz listening in?
Yeah, she'll make an attempt.
Okay. Oh, you don't need to. You have a high enough auspex that you can just be like, I'm listening to that right now. You're doing the LARP move where you're doing this and like walking up to the conversation.
Yes.
I love that. That's great.
It was so lame because it's like, I have to pretend you're not here. Fuck. Hated that. Where are you right now? I'm over in that end of the room. Damn it. Danny walks over to Sigbear. Sigbear is standing, looking at a texture painting. White and black. It looks like the surface of the sea from above. The black used to dry brush waves into this almost stucco surfaced painting. Doesn't take his eyes off it. So, I see you have come up within the business lately.
Had to do something with my free time.
I always knew bringing you in was a good idea. Your votes of confidence were greatly appreciated tonight. I won't forget them.
How's it been?
Huh.
How's it?
It has been dark. I have been in a very poor state of things. I look forward to having my hair back as he runs his hand over the stray hairs that are sticking up from his corpse taut skin on his head. A recently untorpoured kindred is not a pretty thing to look at. He's doing his best, though. He turns to look at Danny. Danny getting the full view, his lips pulled back a little bit. He's never able to really close his mouth fully. His teeth always slightly bared. His eyes almost deflated. A sickly yellow color with red dots in the center. Inside skull cavity levels of deep depth to his eye sockets. He looks to Danny and says, "How have you been?"
Keeping busy.
Yes, you must tell me about what it is you've been keeping busy with. Eric tells me you've been at such delicate work lately. I assume the accounts are still secure?
Always. I'm good at what I do.
Good. We'll be putting those to use shortly. I'm going to need your full assurances when we start moving assets.
Is there a time frame I should be worried about?
2 weeks. We are going to need to pay our new contractors up front. But we do not have to worry about their eagerness to complete what we are doing.
Any particular reason why?
Oh. They do love going out to Kindred, don't they?
And you're not afraid of them hitting you?
No, not at all. The money is being funneled through the right organizations, and the information is being shared very tightly. I expect you will maintain those lines of communication and ensure that all of our encryptions are in place. That is what they are called, correct? I would much prefer if we were doing this via microfiche, but times have changed.
Yes, microfiche. I'll make sure all information gets where it needs to go safely.
Good. I will be in contact for the reports soon enough. There is a great place for you within a new regime. I do believe your talents of organization would be very helpful in the position of Master Harpy. Don't you think?
No more being kept behind a curtain.
No. Well, the position of the Master Harpy is one of a spy master, so you wouldn't exactly be front and center, but you would be able to reap many rewards. So good.
Sehr gut.
Very well. Do keep your new friends nearby. They fit very nicely around here. He turns back to the painting, looking at it longingly.
Elizabeth, if Elizabeth was watching.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm listening.
Danny is normally pale.
Sure.
Her
vampire.
knuckle bones look like they could pop out of her skin with how hard she has been clenching her fists behind her back. As she dips her head and starts walking back, staring you dead in the eye like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, before he finds out I'm completely lying to him, let's go. And I glance up at Eric.
Under his breath, Eric says, I got recalled. Gotta do the job. Did everything I could before opening the door to let you out.
I know. I say to him, they're the only two words I say.
As he lets you out into
Yeah.
the hall.
So, where's Charlie?
I don't know. Checking something. As soon as we're out of earshot of people. What the hell was that?
I'm gonna have a lot more work to do.
Okay.
I got a lot more information. I'm about to get a lot more information then I wanted
Yeah,
to
no,
know.
you are. No, Danny, look me in the eyes right now, and you listen to this question that I'm about to ask you, and you're going to answer it very carefully, because he just made you an offer into a position of an unfathomable amount of power, and I'm a little worried about what that might do to your head. Double agents, those are great and everything. Tell me you are not seriously considering actually working for this guy, right? That's not on the
I'll
table
be
for
right
you?
back.
And don't fucking lie to me, Danny, because I will know.
I have been burned by him before, kept behind a curtain, kept secret, been promised lies, power, information, only to be used as a bookend and a digital janitor. I was so happy when I thought he was dead. Master Harpy sounds great, but not at that cost. I'm already working for Curtis.
And now you could be working for this guy as well, while working for Curtis. I just needed to make sure you'd still be working for Curtis. That's all.
That's so much paperwork. Oh my god, that's so much.
You love paperwork.
No!
What is your computer if not paperwork?
I don't like paperwork. Liz, paperwork sucks. Like it digitally. Actual paper sucks.
Tomato, tomato. What is a screen if not a paper that you can just change up to be whatever you want it to be? Listen, Danny. You're gonna make a hell of a spy.
Shit.
We're gonna spy on Nazis. This is great. Charlie loves setting those guys on fire. She's gonna be stoked.
Oh, please don't tell Luke I'm technically working for a Nazi again. He'll kill me.
Oh no, we don't bring a word of this shit to Luke. I like living.
Were Danny and Liz on their way to
Yes.
the room?
Yes.
Mhm.
You enter
The
into
only
the
reason
room.
we didn't get there is because we don't know what's on the phone.
Oh, Charlie knows.
Yep.
Just as
Oh.
Charlie is going through the texts, Liz and Danny return to the room, entering into. Okay, I know I mentioned before con hotels. This is one of those rooms that has a small living room, a kitchen, and a full bath
Oh
with
shit!
jacuzzi tub and king bed in the bedroom that is separate from the living room.
It's a micro apartment. I say micro,
Yeah.
probably bigger than the apartment I had before.
It's about the size of a New York apartment. Oh no, it's bigger than most New York apartments, I should say.
I've stayed
Oof.
in one of these. They're cool. Very similar.
Charlie, though, is probably not far into the hotel room just looking at her phone.
Oh yeah. She's just going like, shit. What was it? What?
Breathing, or I guess you don't need to, but it's calm, centered.
Oh good.
Charlie, speaking
You're
is
back.
better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Curtis has been blowing up my phone. And he's sending me the same text over and over again, and I know it means an emergency, but I don't remember what kind. And it's driving me fucking crazy. Danny, maybe you know since you've been helping him too.
Show the phone.
And she just turns her phone, and it just says Thin Lizzy 76 over and over and over and
What
over
is
and
it?
over again. Thin Lizzy 76.
I mean, I try to keep in shape.
Do I know what that means?
How familiar?
I know.
Liz
I know who
knows.
Thin Lizzy is, but
Yeah,
but
Liz
her,
would definitely be aware. You know what?
76.
Intelligence academics.
Difficulty?
No difficulty to it. Danny actually looked over a few of their things when looking for stuff to buy for Liz as peace offering.
I tried. It was apparently creepy. Oh, shit. 2.
2?
Mm-hmm.
Then Lizzie came out with an album. You had a signed copy of that in your cart at one point for Liz. That was the year that Jailbreak came out.
Danny takes out her phone that she had down her cleavage. That's why she wore a high-collared shirt.
Clever.
Enough out of you, sassy cricket. Hold on.
Sassy cricket.
And in the most recent encrypted phone number that Danny had made Curtis. I think there was murder just now.
Maybe.
Oh.
Maybe. Hope so.
Potential murder. Mayhaps murder.
I did a spray. Please continue.
There's an unnamed.
I don't think you have to mark your territory. I know that you know
There's
that
an
that's your
unnamed
basement.
blocked number in Danny's phone. That's one of Curtis's encrypted numbers. And response for Charlie. We know he's here. Charlie, it's a Jailbreak. It was an album in the 80s?
70s.
70s?
76 specifically. Thin
76.
Lizzy 1976 was the album Jailbreak.
How long ago was the first message that he sent?
Oh, well, like 5 hours ago.
5 hours. Why wouldn't I have noticed my phone go off?
It took time for things to roll in. It wasn't an immediate kind of a thing.
Oh.
More time took place throughout. Not 5 hours. I apologize. Shortly after you arrived at the hotel, so maybe like two
Okay.
Oh.
2.5 hours ago. I apologize.
Okay.
All of this stuff
okay,
took
got it.
time to happen. I said 5
Okay.
because it's been 5
Yeah.
hours since nightfall.
Gotcha.
No,
I did
totally, yeah.
I did the wrong math in my head.
That's okay.
Golly.
Are you raging? You can't do math with rage.
machine.
IP32 modulator. Okay.
Supposed to be
Yeah, so 2.5 hours. Essentially, once you stepped like out of the limo around that time is
Oh.
when the messages started coming in.
He's known since we got here.
Oh, well. He's a little late to the party. I'd say we're keenly aware that the boys are back in town at this point.
We need to get out of here. And go back to the Haven. Delia needs to know what's happening. We have to call Curtis. Curtis needs to... I'm never gonna sleep again, am I?
I'd say we can sleep when you're dead, but bad news, honey.
That's a lie.
The three of you make your way down the stairs unmolested. Out the front door. As soon as you enter into the lobby, you can see Stephen was relaxing near the lounge. As soon as he sees you come out of the elevator, he's up, putting his hat on, making his way out the door towards the parking garage. Doesn't take long for you to head out back towards your haven with news and tidings of not the greatest nature. It is on this note of revelation that we will end tonight's show. And we're going to get on out of here. I have been Conry from Down on the Stick.
I'm Fox.
From Up on the Stick.
Fucking Dara.
From Neutral.
Cake.
And we'll see you guys next time.
How do I Roman cancel out of this joke?
And until I see you again, remember to always stay evil. Good night, everybody.